on the internet. So why would anyone waste their time trying to get answers from a salesperson who's just going to beat you up for more money? At Friendship Nissan and Friendship Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, and Forest City, our sales guys and sales girls don't work on commission. We have clear choice pricing, a free lifetime warranty, and you can find anything you might want to know on our 300 new and used cars and trucks online at Friendship Nissan or Friendship Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram. Remember, we're different and we're right down the road in Forest City.
The NASCAR Cup Series.
Boy, this battle has got the crowd on their feet.
The battle to the playoffs rages on with only 3 chances to make the cut for the final championship run.
Make it 10 times. Jimmy Johnson has gone to victory lane.
It's the Dryden 311 from Dover International Speedway.
He scores and beats the monster.
Saturday at 3 p.m. on the Motor Racing Network.
On Carolina Country WCSL, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
Every game is huge for the Braves as this sprint of a 2020 season rolls on. So make sure you're right here for every epic moment.
Off the end of the bat, in the air, out toward right center. Here comes Acuna. He lays out. Did he reel it in? You bet he reeled it in. What a play by Ronald Acuna.
Braves baseball back on Carolina Country WCSL. Also the Boss, WHS and WLON. Online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
I'm Lon Helton, inviting you to join me as I count down the week's top 30 with Florida Georgia Line's BK and Tyler, who at the start of the pandemic were in Africa.
Lon, in case you can't tell, we haven't had any time to process this trip even since we got home. Yeah. This is the first time we've really even talked about it. It's all coming out, Lon.
That's Florida Georgia Line this week on Country Countdown USA.
On Carolina Country WCSL, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
The Cherryville Country Club remains open for dinner on Friday nights and for Sunday lunch. Call your order in at 704-435-6597. Take it home and enjoy a great dinner or lunch. You can pick it up under the big black awning at the front. And it's time to get out and play golf, too. The weekly Captain's Choice Golf Tournament starts every Friday night at 5:30 p.m. Just call the Pro Shop to sign up at 704-435-6597. The Cherryville Country Club on the Roy Acre Road in Cherryville.
Take advantage of a special offer on the versatile Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor. Switching attachments is simple, and a smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation. The Kubota BX Series, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. You own the land. Now make it yours. Get the Kubota BX 2380.
The game plays right here.
Are you ready for some football?
Your sports leader, WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, and WCSL Cherryville Gastonia.
Hello, this is Milton Baker inviting you to listen to NASCAR Racing right here on WCSL 1590 AM, 92.3 FM, and ktcbroadcasting.com.
chosen breed. You don't see too many like me, cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you wanna be me instead of you, cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
JP. Oh, wow.
Right.
You have me on an echo now? That's kind of weird.
That was cool.
I had to think about it.
Yeah.
I had to get it.
Yeah.
I could hear it starting, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, that was cool.
Well, JP, we just had to add a little bit of an atmosphere, a little bit of ambiance to
Hey,
people
there you go.
listening.
There you go.
Make it sound like it's surround sound while they're in their vehicles or at their houses. Good morning to everybody that is tuning in this morning for Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Breakfast by Mitchum's Kitchen. But this is also brought to you by Friendship, Nissan, and Chrysler. Big thank you to our new sponsors. Big thank you to you guys. Friendship, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram. That is 190 Oak Street, Extension 4 City, North Carolina. You can catch them on the phone, 828-919-3001. Also, Friendship, Nissan, 156 Oak Street, Extension 4 City, North Carolina as well. Their number is 828-245-1661. So go over there and see our friends at Friendship, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram. At Friendship Nissan, in case you're looking to upgrade your vehicle. Terry, are you looking to upgrade your little Toyota?
Yeah, I need to upgrade mine. I've been asking, do they have one like the free program?
The free program?
Yeah, over there. I mean,
I tell you what,
I'd like to ride one around, to sponsor it for them.
I tell you what,
yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Every time I drive by, I want one of those Jeep Gladiators. I'd really want.
Good,
they look good,
Yeah.
man. You know, he's got plenty of them over there. My brother drives a Dodge, and he's got the Grand Cherokee. I mean, those are just really, really nice vehicles. So.
I do like to look at, like, when they first announced that Jeep was coming out with the Gladiator, and I saw the body style, I was like, I don't know how I feel about it, like, just on television.
Yeah.
But when you're up next to them in person and you get next to somebody who's got a little bit of cash and kind of threw some accessories on it, they look pretty mean.
Well, with the doors off and the top down, I mean, they look really good.
They look pretty
good.
Good.
That's my dream vehicle. So I might have to get over there if I hit the lottery.
You got to understand up here where I'm from, West Lincoln-wise, I mean, we got all kind of hills and stuff that you could take them Jeep Grand Cherokees up and different things. And, I think
Would
they
you
ought to
take
have,
it to go bogging?
No, see, here's the problem I think they need to do.
Okay.
They need to give me a contract to drive one for a year, just so people over here would see it.
That's right.
You are their driving spokesperson.
Yes,
that's right.
To ride it around.
But you know what?
Where'd that
I
come
think we
from?
can make that happen. The only thing would be is you would have to have on the side, basically wrapped where you got it from Nissan, Friendship, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram.
I'd
that would
carry
have to
the
be
little
wrapped.
cards
You
with
carry
me.
the cards,
Yeah,
you just hand
give
them
them
out.
out.
Be like, hey, that's a nice vehicle. Oh, well, here you go.
See?
This is where you can get yourself one
It
over
can
here.
work.
If anyone needs a car sponsor donated to, it would be Terry.
Yeah, that's true.
Terry, no offense. What we're saying is that you need to cherish that truck, not trade it in. It only needs to do special missions, breakfast, trash dump, things like that.
And then the Gladiators for everything else.
Only because you've got so many miles on it at some point, Terry. I mean, I guess if you could replace the engine, but Terry's
How many
got
miles
some
do you
miles
have
on
on that thing?
270.
It's Toyota. It'll run till 300.
miles. So Terry,
yes, they've even told me if I get to 1 million, I get a free one. But that's probably not going to be in my lifetime.
So Thomas, if you're listening, Terry is begging for a sponsor, not a sale. So he's begging for a sponsor. But he said he'll drive it around with your logos all over it, and he'll
license
pass out,
plate
pass
still
out
says
cards.
where he got it from.
See?
He'll do whatever.
Sticker still up in the window. It says the price on it.
But
He'll
Terry
just drive
may
it.
have got the best deal in car history when he did. I don't know how he pulled that off, but just
you bought
amazing.
that new, didn't you, Terry?
Yes.
What year is it?
It's 2000, but I brought it at the very end of 1999 when they first come out.
I tell you what, that's how you get your money out of a vehicle.
No, the best part is the tires.
Yeah,
it's free tires for life.
Free tires for life. And this joker put $270,000 on. I bet they're like, all right, he got us.
He got us. He got us. He's driven
Free
it around
tires.
for this long, and we still have to give him free tires.
Tires are crazy. You go to
Terry,
tire
Terry
shopping.
pulled that off. That is it's they're more expensive than the actual wheels a lot of times.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Speaking of that, I just had new ones put on, if y'all haven't noticed.
Oh, you did.
I was not looking at your tires. No,
How do you
at all.
determine when you get the tires? Is there a certain mile marker you hit?
Well, they keep, telling you, but then when it gets kind of close and winter's coming, you kind of, hey, guys,
They usually tell you to do what?
Some
The penny,
tires
the
for
penny
this winter.
test? They tell you to do the penny test. If the tread is
Till you get
still
slicks on during
with
the
a penny.
summer?
No. Try to get tires when you got to have them. You know how that goes.
Terry,
But anyway,
I tell you
for
what, we're not
Friendship
getting.
Chrysler,
Yeah.
see?
We're
they
not
could
getting
really
snow
help
tires
me out
around
and
here, though.
prolong the life of my truck.
They could by taking the wear and tear off of
Do you
it.
know how mad Tom
Terry,
will
is
be
your truck called
if they
Terry the
roll up
Toyota?
in here in a Jeep Gladiator for Terry to
See?
drive?
I will not be happy.
After all.
I will not be happy.
Oh, man.
Now, if you could get a baby blue one for Tom, or Columbia blue, or Carolina blue, or whatever blue you want to call it, light blue, and for him to drive up to Burns for the ball games and travel around, that would be
that would be
a
awesome.
good advertisement.
That would
That's
be
what I'm
awesome.
talking about. So I
Load
got
up
either
the
sponsor
equipment in
no.
the
Cars,
back.
you don't see baby blue cars too much anymore, do you? It's not. It's
Good
not
Lord,
very common. No.
I'm kind of glad that they don't.
I was Tom. Now that you mentioned that, we've got my cameras where I can't even look at Tom without looking at the screen. Hey, Tom. I'll adjust that here in a little bit. But I was driving down the street the other day, and I was kind of noticing the same thing as far as it was brown. I mean, black, gray, charcoal gray, white, black, gray. It was all those dark cut colors, and nothing shiny. And I was looking at some expensive cars, and I was like, I don't know if I want to buy a gray one. I want something. If I'm going to spend the money on it, it better be shiny. And so yeah,
It better be shiny.
I know.
Well, statistically, if it's red, you are a certain percentage higher of getting pulled over.
I said I
than
wanted
if-
to be noticed, Hunter. I mean,
Oh, you can
gonna
get
be
noticed.
Gonna be noticed by
Just
everybody.
not
get
noticed by
noticed.
the police officers.
That's exactly why you just go for a plain little white or silver car.
No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind having a white Gladiator with the top down today. It's going to be
Black
about
rims.
82 degrees. That'd
They
be
could give
nice.
me a yellow one, Tom, and I'd be
You
all right.
wouldn't care.
Or orange. Yeah.
The
It
orange
would-
ones look
care.
really good.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Those
saying.
dark ones.
Maybe
look
one
like
day.
JP's
Maybe one day
jacket.
if I get a real job, I'll get one, Terry.
All
Maybe a
right.
real
So
job.
we have NBA playoffs to talk about. Major League Baseball season is about halfway over. Golf to get into. NASCAR to talk about from Daytona. Terry, did you watch the race?
I tell you, I hate them races.
I watched the end of it, but it just was, Kevin, I was watching it with you. It just was kind of anticlimactic there. I mean, I picked Joey Logano to win, and my daughter was watching with me, and Logano went in to get tires with, I can't remember how many laps to go. And even Anna said, Daddy, I don't think it's a good idea. So he went in there. He finished he went into pits, got tires, and I think he finished where he was when he went into pits. Like
Yeah,
he
pretty
dropped
much.
back, and it just wasn't enough racing to catch up. But nobody could catch him.
No,
I mean,
he's pretty good on those.
And plus, he's won how many road races in a row?
Three in a row. I think the other one
Yeah.
got wrecked or something like that.
I mean,
Terry.
it was kind of close. Wasn't it Harvick that was pushing him up from
He
behind?
prepares all year for
Hamlin
these
and
races.
Hamlin and Jimmy were fighting there 2, 3, and 4 there at the end. Chase, talk a little bit about that, Terry. When they do get on the road courses,
Well,
a lot of people wonder, that don't understand NASCAR racing will be like, why is this guy better here, this guy better there? I thought, some people think it's just whoever's got the fastest car. And if you watch Denny Hamlin driving, he told the guys, they do a lot of the telemetry, and they talk about, and they look at each other's where they brake, where they hit the gas, and Denny isn't consistent at all. So he told the guys, if you're following me down into one, and I don't watch my telemetry because I'm just doing different stuff. So when you watch him race and Chase race, tell the folks kind of like how he takes the corners and does what he does, but then Denny, the way he catches people is through braking. If you watched how he drives.
Well, when you first had Chase and we first did the road course in Charlotte, he showed people the wrong way to go into corners when he run into all the tires.
Oh, yeah.
But, you all learn from that, and he is a darn good, how would you put that, road racer like that? But I mean, I give him a lot of credit. He's the guy that everybody wants to check. Now, Martin Truex is always good. Jimmy Johnson has become really good at these now. I mean, he's run very well at the end. But I don't know. I mean, it used to be when you first went to these little road courses like that, it was always somebody in the back who didn't have a legit driver. They'd grab somebody like Boris said, or they'd go hunt a road course driver to drive their car. And that guy was always up at the front. You knew when it come to the end, you was going to have to beat him. But now I think it's more of NASCAR, the guys getting to do it and learning what they've got to do and become more adept with what's happening on a road course, that they have become better. And you don't see guys grabbing other guys to drive their cars now because, I think they finally made the turn to where they can do the same thing. I just don't like them courses. I don't like Sonoma. I don't like Dover. I don't like Charlotte when they're doing it now because I think it's just hard to pass. There's no room to pass, and if you're a guy coming from the back or you make a wrong choice and you get to the back, your chances on winning the race is not good,
Track position is huge in short track racing. Road course racing. Denny Hamlin did make the point. He liked it. He said there's 5 zones to pass at that on the course. And so that's why he said he liked it. A couple of the one that I found was interesting that was a difference maker early on was Jimmy found this when they were coming out of the turns. If you came out low and rode it, you were doing better. So Jimmy found that earlier. He was passing a lot of cars doing that, and other guys started following him. I think that's how Harvick or no, Hamlin even passed him at the end that way. No, it wasn't Harvick. Harvick was having all kinds of trouble.
Yeah,
it's spinning around. How about that, Terry and Tom? If I'd have told you before that race that we would have had 0 two-car, multi-car accident, 0 two-car accidents in the race. The only incident was Kyle Busch wrecking and hitting the wall in the whole race. They kept it clean. Maybe that's maybe that's why it wasn't even close at the end, Tom, because they weren't clean. And I text Tom and I said, and you guys, if you're Jimmy sitting there in that third spot, Terry, Chase is in front of you. You got to win and get in. You're already out right now. Not only that, you need the points. You've got Denny up in second. So you're going down in turn 1. Whether, Chase is your teammate or not, at this point with 3 laps to go on a road course, if I'm Jimmy, you're not catching him the way he's been driving. I bump him into the corner to make him get in Denny Hamlin's way and sneak up underneath. That's the move to win the race. And Jimmy doesn't race that way.
I was getting ready to say Jimmy does not race like that.
And so you sit there and you're like, do it, and he wouldn't do it. And now, if you don't make the chase, but he's putting all his bets, all his money on this weekend.
Yeah.
11 times he's won at this racetrack. He is the champion of this racetrack. Have you seen the monster holding up his car? So they've got his car up in the monster this week.
Oh, that's good.
As a tribute to him.
Good. I have not seen that.
Pretty neat. I'll try to find it in a minute. But JP, see if you can find the schedule for this weekend. Let's go over the radio schedule, and I'm pulling up the other schedules.
Yeah, the race is at 1:30 tomorrow, so I would imagine that'd be what's that?
4:00.
They got 2 this weekend today and
both
tomorrow.
of them's at 4.
Okay. No, I'm almost. Let me make sure I don't have the Xfinity race.
That's probably one of them. Yeah, they got all kinds of races this weekend.
Yeah, let me make sure.
Truck race probably getting ready to start here in a second. Probably 9 o'clock.
We know Kyle Busch will win that one.
JP, you found it yet?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
Give the weekend schedule today and tomorrow. Is everything on your schedule there?
All right, we got Philadelphia Phillies at the Atlanta Braves at 6:55 p.m. Then we have the 93-11 at 3. And then tomorrow we have the Philadelphia Phillies Atlanta Braves at 6:50 p.m. and the 93-11 at 3.
Race starts around 4.
Okay, I must be looking at. Maybe I'm looking at Xfinity. It's going to start at 1.
And don't worry, JP. I understand how Philadelphia Phillies can be kind of a. If you try and say it too fast,
it's alliteration.
Yes,
it's alliteration.
I understand.
Well, JP, while you're there, why don't you adjust the camera for us so we can see your beautiful face there? Say hello to everybody and good morning. JP, have you got to your breakfast yet?
I'm actually cutting it now.
All right, what'd you get this morning?
I got a bacon and pancake, which I will appreciate. Thank you, Terry.
Yes.
I've been craving pancakes from Mitchum's Kitchen.
Huh?
You just knew.
Pancakes.
So
you
just knew. An inkling.
If you bring
Terry's-
bacon,
is Terry the breakfast whisperer?
yes, he is. If he brings bacon and pancakes the next few Saturdays, I'll be happy.
There you go. You've got a
However
fan
he
in
can serve you,
JP.
JP.
You got a fan in JP.
All right, Tom, what'd you destroy earlier?
I had a pancake and bacon as well, which was very good. I had a cup of coffee. I like to dip my pancake in coffee as I eat it. But you have to understand, I don't eat anything on Saturday morning until I get here. I might be up for an hour before I get here. So by the time I get here, I'm ready to smash some Mitchum's Kitchen, whatever it is.
And he smashed it.
Everything I've gotten from Mitchum's is good. So I appreciate that pancake. It was a really huge pancake too, wasn't it, Terry?
Yes, it was.
It was huge. It was thick. It was good. So I enjoyed that, and had plenty of syrup too. So we appreciate you, Mitchum's Kitchen.
Terry, what'd you have?
I had the same thing.
What's the phone number up there?
704-276-1155. Either Carol or Robin or any one of their gang that is answering for you, and they'll take your order and get it through, and I'm quite sure you're going to enjoy it.
Quite sure.
Yes. Hunter and I are.
Well, Hunter has.
Well, Hunter has.
I devoured that. I came in here and I was like Tom was.
I'll let you give a review then, since I haven't had
Sunrise wrap. Excellent. It was very good this morning. It was very good.
Hunter, how's the family?
Family's good. Family's good. Mom is still recovering. She's getting out and doing her everyday life. She just finds herself running out of breath.
Yeah.
Very easily, and sometimes her heart rate just increases for random reasons. So, I think she has been cleared. Do what?
She gets tired real quick now.
Yeah. And even just talking on the phone, sometimes she'll have to just go big deep breath just because she gets out of breath. She's doing good though. She has been cleared. I think she was cleared. A week ago. Was it earlier last week? It's like the virtual hospital because she had to obviously be at home. But I think our primary care physician is going to at least advise her to stay out of work for maybe another week or so, just so she can take the time to get her breathing strengthened back up. Because for those of you that probably don't know, my mom is a nurse, but when she does work those days, she works 312s.
Yeah.
So that would be tough for her to walk up and down the hallways for 12 hours and just have to, in PPE as well. I know a lot of people are trying to say that it doesn't affect how, the oxygen you get in. Well, I can tell you that it really does. You guys wear it now during the school day. After a while, you're like, okay, maybe I need to just...
And in a grocery store.
And in a grocery store. That's right, JP. So, I mean, for her, I think the best thing is if she just takes it slowly going back. And I think the hospital understands that too. I think her... I guess I can call her manager. Her manager's talked to her about it, or the person that's over her said maybe when you come back we do like an 8, or maybe we just slowly work your way back in. So, but overall, I'm just happy that she's doing good.
All right, Hunter.
Well, we're proud of that too.
Yes, thank you.
You guys take care. Of course, KTC pray for you guys, and a little bit of here's the monster now. This weekend, holding in Miles is the name of the monster. It's the Monster Mile, and Miles the monster. So they got a little cute fun there, Hunter. Now's a good chance to have your mom, get into racing in Atlanta Braves baseball here on KTC with you. So you guys can sit there and enjoy that together. So this weekend, Jimmy is behind in the standings, of course, and he's got to chasing William Byron, his teammate. And if he doesn't win Saturday, which is today's race, then what he'll have to do is he may have to push him out of the way or something at some point. Terry, I don't think he will. Not Byron or something, but somebody for a spot or something. Especially one of the guys that's already made it. I'd definitely wreck Kyle Busch if I had the chance.
Oh man!
So he would probably do that.
Kyle'll still be up there.
Till he wrecks.
Yeah, well, he's okay. You don't have to win now. You got to win then. All you got to do is got to get in.
You got to get in.
Yeah.
All you got to do is just get in.
I mean, Terry's right the way they got the format now, letting 16 people in. I mean, I mean, dang, it's you just got to get in and then survive the first cut, and then after that, it's a race. I believe. Johnson's 25 points back going into the weekend. That's not overcomable. I mean, all it takes is a mistake out of Byron.
All it takes is a win.
That too. Winning you're in. Don't have to worry about that. If anybody behind Jimmy wins, he's done probably. So, maybe if you're in third and that guy's about to win, Terry, you can wreck him.
Well, I mean, hey, is last year, do you not think that I would be out there? I'm going to find some way to get myself in. Now, Jimmy, I know this is not you, but I would. I mean, but I'm not the driver Jimmy is. So.
Terry's an Earnhardt and Kyle Busch fan, so he has no problem with bending some fenders to get where you need to.
Heck with y'all, it's about being out here winning.
If you ain't first, what place are you in, Terry?
That's what I'm saying. I never come here to lose. That's how the whole line is.
If you're not first, you're last.
You're last.
Well, so I'm trying to see the. They're not doing qualifying, so I hit the entry list, and this is the list it gave me. So it says Elliott 1, Hamlin 2. Is that right, or do you know, Terry?
I do not know.
I mean, that's when it clicked on it, but it doesn't say anything about it. So I'm going to go with that. Jimmy sitting, this ain't the standings or anything. Jimmy sitting 6th. So Truex 3rd, Clint Boyer 4th, Logano 5, Jimmy 6th. So he's sitting 6th at Dover. Byron's at 8th spot. That's the one he's looking at. But they've been like right there kind of together, Terry.
Mm-hmm. And it's tough because, I mean, your own guy in front of you is a teammate.
Mm-hmm.
It says Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex,
right?
Clint Boyer.
We got the same list then.
Where's Kyle Busch?
Oh goodness.
Well, how does Chase Elliott, because he won the race last week?
It might be last week's lineup.
I'm not sure. That sounds like where they finished.
I was going to say, are they still doing no qualifying?
I'm not sure on this one.
Are they still drawing?
I know we're uninformed on this one, but I did not.
Because I mean, I feel like last week was kind of a joke for them not to even
blows the
let
field
him get a
formula
check.
created. Let's see, as for the starter.
If you got Kyle Busch way back in like 37, 38, then you know
he was in like 18th or 19th.
Yeah.
I just had.
All right, here's the formula they're using: 50% finishing position from previous race,
He's 22nd,
35% ranking in team owner points. 15% fastest lap from previous race.
They're using WAR, Terry.
WAR. Now it's made it to NASCAR.
I was sitting here and I was thinking,
holy moly! Well,
that's more
Kyle,
fair.
You're done.
That's
Kyle,
more fair.
Done.
That's more fair than pulling them out of a hat. Kyle Busch is 22nd.
Yeah,
he might work his way up.
So
I'm not going to say he'll go
that's
from
an
22nd
interesting
to first.
algorithm there, but it does reward the stronger drivers. I guess I like that. It's kind of the way it should be. It's probably why Busch is back there at 22nd, Terry.
I'll tell you about Kyle Busch being 22nd. And you know this as much as I do. As soon as you have your first stop, he jumps ahead of about 6 or 7 people because his crew is that good. And then when you come in, all of a sudden he's 14th. Good. And then the next time he comes in.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Next time he comes in, he goes from 14th to about 8th. On account of his crew.
I think
good.
Kyle Busch can make a top 10 finish this week. I don't think he can win, though, because going from 22nd to first, it's quite a feat. Especially when you look at the drivers in front of him.
I've seen Kyle Busch go to the back of the field, I don't know, multiple times and come to the front.
Well, I'm saying he could get a top 10 finish. Now, if he gets top 5, it would be way beyond my scope of imagination.
He's going to get in for points. I mean, well,
Yeah.
If he doesn't wreck.
Well, he's going to have to wreck out these last 3 races.
He'll wreck or win. I think these races coming up, he's going to wreck or win.
That he does have to pretty much wreck the last 2. Yeah. He's got 100 points up on Jimmy. Jimmy's 25 behind Byron, 44 behind Benedetto, Bowyer 66. He might. It'd take a miracle just to beat Benedetto at 44, I would say. So he would need Bowyer and both the Busch brothers and Almirola to wreck.
So we're looking at possibly Jimmy's farewell season without him even in the playoffs.
Right. Remember, he missed a race from Corona. And
he's got 2 chances this week.
He's got really good chances.
He does.
Like, he's dominated this track. If he starts 6th today, this might be his best chance. as opposed to tomorrow, because if he doesn't do well today and starts later.
You've been really critical of his crew chief not taking enough chances,
Right.
so they're going to have to take some chances this week because it's
getting, the good thing about this track, it's not a mile and a half to where the when the aerodynamics take over, that's where Chevy's having problems. That's where the Rodney Childers and those guys are dominating, and they've got and the big money guys win. Talladega and Daytona, Terry likes it because if you run the right, person or follow the right person or something, you can anybody can win it.
No, it's Byron. That's checking out. Is he over him?
Yes, and they haven't won yet either.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, would you hate to
neither
be
one of them have won a race since
knocked
they
out
split.
by your own ex crew chief?
That would be bad.
Would you hate to be knocked out by your ex driver?
Well, that's what I'm saying. But I mean,
well, it's what's going to happen.
Have they announced? Well, not really announced, but have they hinted who they're grooming to take that spot now at Hendricks?
No,
they might drop the car.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
I'm thinking
save money.
No. Well, they've talked about that, but I think what they'll do, like kind of what Tom said, but it's a half season drop to where he said he's going to run 15 races. He's not going to come back and run a different car, so they're going to run that next year, and then they may retire the 48 number. Yeah. Not the NASCAR won't, but Richard Childress and them they shut the 3 down for so long. Hendricks may do it. If it's it's a good excuse for him to save money. But Rick Hendricks, if anybody's got the money to run an extra car, it's him.
Yeah.
I used to remember watching, Barrett Jackson auction would come on television, and I'd just flip it on just to because I like to see the cars go through. And every single time, I felt like Rick Hendricks was sitting right there at the front. They'd be like, $150,000. He's just like
wiggling his nose.
And they'd be like $300,000. He's just.
I wouldn't know what to do if I didn't have to count my pennies every day, Terry. It'd just be a different lifestyle, wouldn't it?
I got that coin shortage at my house.
The coin shortage at your house.
Wouldn't know how to live, Terry. We wouldn't know what to do.
Goodness.
Pay an exact change to Terry Reinhardt.
That's right.
So
he cannot
today
give you change.
and tomorrow, so they don't confuse anyone, it is a 4:00 race start.
It is. I'm sorry for saying that. I must have been looking at the Xfinity or the truck race.
Well, I wasn't saying to confuse you. No, I wouldn't even talk about you. I'm just talking about in general. Like when someone says, "What time's the race this weekend?" NASCAR schedule them both at the same time, both days, so you can just say 4:00.
Yeah, 4:00.
Of course, it'll start a little bit later than that.
So it's like Groundhog Day. You wake up, 4:00 is a race. Wake up,
add
4:00.
20 minutes to that.
Umpire take care of an umpire. I got
That's
you.
right. I appreciate that.
Radio
Usually, not
coverage.
always, Terry. Not always.
Radio coverage at 3, and then of course the green flag will be about 4:15ish for just to give you an idea. 311 laps, 311 miles, 1 mile racetrack at Dover again. This is basically Jimmy and anybody behind him. I didn't even say anybody else's name. Jones is there, Reddick's there, Christopher Bell's there. But Jones has a shot. I would say Reddick and Bell and everybody else, Bubba Wallace and everybody behind him has to win a race. If we'd have made bets before the year, Hunter, Jimmy Johnson, Kyle Busch, Danica Patrick, all have the same number of wins as everybody at this table in NASCAR this year.
That's right.
We're
We're
0 for
all
7.
as good as they
Why is he
We're
always
0 for
hating
7.
on Danica Patrick?
I was just comparison.
But you're always hating on
She's a better
Danica
driver than
Patrick.
all 4 of us.
Yeah, she definitely is.
So I'm not hating.
She definitely is.
But she's below Jimmy Johnson and Kyle Busch.
But as of right now, we're all even.
Tom, if I told you you're not
know.
as good as Michael Jordan, it's not an insult.
It's the 100th year anniversary of women's suffrage in this country, and we still throw Danica Patrick under the bus on Saturday Sports Talk.
Hey, now, listen, I'll give her all the Indy credit that she wants. When she was in an Indy car, NASCAR just didn't pan out.
Yeah.
I would say the major mistake she was dating a competitor.
You don't do that.
I mean, what in the world?
She hurt his career too.
But besides that, I think you never know what somebody would do in a really good car. I mean, you just don't. But
she's free. She's free at last.
Yeah, her and Aaron A-Rod.
What is she doing now?
She's dating Aaron Rodgers.
No,
That's
not
it.
no more.
Are they done?
Yeah, they're done.
What?
Oh,
They're done.
Since when?
Yeah, she's out on the shores, daggum, going down and doing
Terry,
it.
Terry, I'm glad you
she's
brought us the TMZ dating news.
That's what I'm saying. I hope you're right. Him and her are done.
But what I don't understand is what's wrong with both of them? They're way past marrying age, and they just can't get married. I mean, they must be weird or something.
They just make too much money.
Must be weird.
But I actually, Tom, you said I hate her shot. She's the driver I'm using right now in my NASCAR game, and we're in first place in the standings.
All right.
We just won the 27th race, not our 27th race, but
well, congratulations,
race.
Terry. You are correct.
I know.
I had to
See?
fact check him and TM.
Come
you know
on.
what? He is correct. Danica Patrick and Aaron Rodgers split. This is breaking news, ladies and gentlemen.
That's been over a week or so ago.
Yeah, this link here tells me cheatsheet.com. Well, I don't really want to read too much into that, but August 8th.
Appreciate you for informing.
I
just wanted to
no
double check.
sci-fi for Terry, but dating news, he's in on it.
He's all over it.
And y'all all over them things a whole lot more than I am, and I knew that. How about
Listen,
that?
I'll tell you what.
Was that in the newspaper you were reading this morning?
No.
I have not. You're right, Terry. I will give you credit. I do scroll social media a lot, and it basically is for sports, and that did not pop up.
That should be a topic on our show, Hunter. And you dropped the ball. That's your fault. You're bum.
That's my fault.
That's all you.
I'm sorry. We have.
You let Terry break that news.
What does TMZ stand for?
Terry?
I have no idea.
Music and
See,
news.
that's what I was gonna say because we could say this is Terry, mic drop,
Like
whatever the Z is.
HTTR. We know what that stands for.
Hail to the Red Wolves. I love it.
Hail to Terry Reinhardt. See?
I'm done.
Hail to Terry Reinhardt.
All right, guys. JP, you ready for a break? Oh, we got to do a pick winners. Terry, does Jimmy win this weekend?
Oh, I want him. I hate to be like this, and I want Kyle Busch to get in too. But I mean, for sure. But if it comes between him and Kyle Busch, I want Kyle Busch in.
It's not
but
going to come between those two.
No, it shouldn't. But I want Jimmy to get in. I want him to win a race. To me, I want to see him be in victory lane to really show how much he, I mean, this sport has done a lot for him, and I hate for his last year for him not to make it. Do I think he'll win one? I'm going to say no. I think he's going to be up there in both of the races and in the top 5 in both of them, but I don't think he can win it.
Hunter and Tom got any feelings on it? I know y'all don't watch as much.
Who we got in the top 5?
Top 5 today is Elliott, Hamlin, Truex, Bowyer, Logano, Jimmy 6, Keselowski 7, Byron 8, Kurt Busch 9, and Kevin Harvick 10th is your top 10 starting grid.
You've already said 2 names that I would have picked. It was either going to be Denny Hamlin or Kevin Harvick because they've absolutely been running out of their minds this year.
Be careful at Dover because Keselowski, I think he'll be up there.
I think Truex too, Terry.
True.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different. That's what we keep saying. This is kind of hard to go with because there is no qualifying.
You take those, and this is when I bring in Logano. I bring in Kyle Busch. I do bring in Brad Keselowski. I bring in those guys because when you went from that mile and a half to a mile, I think it changes. And when you go to smaller, think of all your smaller tracks where Brad Keselowski's always up there, Logano's up there, Kyle Busch is up there. But don't be scared if Matt Kenseth is not one of the guys up at the front.
Now, one thing that is totally different from last week's racing is that if you pitted on green flag last week, you'd stay on the lead lap at such a long.
Oh yeah,
you're not doing that at Dover. It's
like
1 mile.
An hour. What is a minute and 5 seconds or something before you'd ever go lap?
Yeah, it was 50 something, right over a minute.
I think I'll take Denny. He's just raced so good this year.
There's 2 races this weekend.
Races.
Oh, I got to pick another one.
The question was, does Jimmy win one? And do you have any favorites in the rest?
Well, I guess it will. It'll change who sits where tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I think that's difficult for me to pick because I don't know who's going to be where after today. But if I had to guess, I do like the name that Tom just threw out. I do like Martin Truex Jr. I like him. I like him a lot. I liked him in his championship run. I thought that was almost an outlier just to how dominant he was that whole season. Now he's with JGR, and obviously he's not running as good as Denny.
But he does have a win.
But he does have a win this year. So He's running better than Kyle, and I didn't think he would do that.
Well,
so.
the two that I'm picking, I'm just going to say
I'm taking
two.
both the Toyotas. Give me Truex and give me Denny.
All right, I'm taking Brad today, Keselowski, and I hate these two guys. Joey Logano, DeMar.
He's taking slow.
Yeah.
He hates people. See, he's a self-admitted hater.
Yeah. I want Kyle Busch to win,
I'm
but
glad he finally did.
Two.
He admitted to
If
being
anybody
a-
understands who the hell I pick, I usually pick the Toyotas.
I think I'm going with Truex and Keselowski. Keselowski will just bull his way to the
He
top.
will. He will.
I mean, he's kind of akin to Busch.
He'll
And on that
accidentally wreck a
smaller-
teammate being a little aggressive.
Yeah, and on that smaller
Well,
track, I think that style is going to help him.
I remember a few years back when I forget where they were racing, but it was Joey and Dale Jr. And I knew right then that Dale Jr. was in trouble because I knew Joey Logano was going to knock him out of the way, and that's what he did. And I'm like, guys, come on, and I guess that's when Dale Jr. decided to quit. I said, I like you, and I pulled for you, and I rooted for you, but I'm a Dale Earnhardt man, and that's the reason I had to go with Kyle Busch. I like a guy who's going to go get it. I mean,
All right.
I got a bold prediction. Cole Custer top 10.
Now, he is one spot ahead of Kyle Busch in qualifying. So now Hunter,
but he has more.
I've got some fun Martin Truex knowledge for you guys. 5 straight third place finishes.
That is weird.
It is.
He's always up there.
You have a better chance of being struck by lightning than finishing third place in NASCAR 5 straight times.
Yeah.
And today he'll be going for his 6th straight. Today that's $1 million to 1 what it was. Now it's 23 million to 1 if he finishes that today. So
If he does it today, go buy a lottery ticket.
For you bettors out there, not saying get online and check
What's
some
a prop
of this
bet?
out.
Is that a prop bet?
Somewhere.
I guaranteed right now somebody's dialing.
Yeah, 23 million to 1.
That's right. Somebody's dialing. Where's
I
my
got
bookie?
$100
Where's my bookie?
But you had to
Where's my
bet on that
bookie?
before to get 23 million to 1, obviously. But I'm sure there's still betting. People are betting on it that he'll finish in that spot today.
I wonder if anybody took notice of that. Was like after maybe the second or third time he did that was like, this might be a trend. Why don't I just invest in this trend really quick, see if it continues upward before I just.
Winning the jackpot of Mega Millions is 302 million to 1. So there's that. And finally, before we go, I wanted to pull up in Darlington, the Hendricks cars will be driving
Throwback paint
schemes of Jimmy Johnson. So the 88, the 24, and the what's the other one, Terry? Who's still in there? Which number? 5? No, it ain't 5.
No. 88, 24. Now you got me. Why
can't we do this? Anyway, that doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Well, it does in a minute. So what I'm going to show you is that Jimmy will be driving a combo paint scheme, guys, of Dale Earnhardt and Richard Petty paint scheme.
That's this weekend?
No, this is in Darlington.
Oh.
So not this weekend, but when they in Darlington in the playoffs, this is what Jimmy will be driving, a Richard Petty. So it's for the radio listeners, it'll be black down the side with the it'll look like it'll be Earnhardt's sidecar and the top of the Petty car with the blue and the red. Ally, of course, is the sponsor. So he'll have
he might not be in the
black
playoff.
side.
He might be there, but not.
Oh, he might be there. He might be driving around. But so Hunter, guys, I have one problem with the car. Terry, you know what it is? Hunter already knows my problem with it and the problem with the car.
I guessed it.
Tom, do you know?
No.
What's the one problem with the car?
One problem with it.
Yeah. What's my
Well,
one
give him
problem
the
with the car?
hint that you gave me.
What did I say?
You said it is like when
Did I
you
give you
see
the
it, it goes with Jimmy Johnson.
Right. Yeah. They don't have enough Jimmy Johnson in it. They've got the numbers as a 48. They've got the Ally name on it, but there's no like identifying like this is the Jimmy Johnson car. When I looked at it originally, I actually, Terry, thought it was Bubba Wallace's car instead of Jimmy's when I first saw it because I saw the STP colors, so I thought that was the Bubba, and I was like, why is that 48? So this was my proposal. What's the difference? Yellow 48s, baby.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I see. Yep.
When you're winning championships, you're watching that track, you look for that. That's how you find him on the track, the yellow 48s. So I did a little Photoshop job there for you. For you folks listening on radio, of course, you can't see, but you can watch live on YouTube, watch the replays on YouTube. We'll post these segments on Facebook. But check out my proposal of the 48 car. So that's kind of what I was going with there.
Watch out. They might change it before it gets
They'll
here.
steal it. Watch them. In Darlington,
They
come out with
might.
the yellow 48.
They might. As much stuff that just randomly pops up
Send
in the
this
sports world that we
Hunter,
talked about a few days
Hunter,
earlier.
Send this segment to Jesse, or I'll send you the artwork. I'm gonna tag him in the thing.
Yeah,
Say,
tag it.
send this to somebody that this
And
needs
that
to be
would
better
be cool.
than
I
the
mean,
white.
really. I mean, I'm not going to say there's nothing wrong with that. That would be cool.
But besides the fact that I think the 48 should be yellow anyway, does that not look better than the white anyway?
I like it.
Like
I
how
like
bright
it,
is
Ken.
that? How bright was that? Well, there's my Urkel tweet. We'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, Terry, you like the yellow 48 better
I
than
like
the white?
that. I do.
Okay.
I mean, and it's just like you got right there, 7, 7, and 7, and each part identifies each guy.
Right. That's what I think. Just and then, dang it, yellow.
And that's not
pops on
taking
that
anything
yellow
away.
pops
It's
on
just changing a color.
that. Yeah, it don't do anything.
Mm-mm.
All right. And what's funny is, Terry, when you look at it, look at the 777. The colors they put on Jimmy 7 are the Ally colors. I think they should probably change that before they do. I didn't want to be the one to say, all right, guys, I know. But, I mean, if with Ally's
He won them
colors
7
on
championships
the
for Lowe's.
They ain't won a race with Ally on the car.
Ally showed up. You were the bad juju.
Colors.
Well, Ally said, I'm paying the bills.
I guess.
Yeah, I'm paying the bills right now.
All right, JP, let's take a break. You ready in there? Thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up to the camera. Here we go. JP, we'll be back in a minute on KDCBroadcasting.com.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could go look at a new car or truck and you didn't have to worry about getting caught up in those games that waste half your day? Well, Friendship Nissan and Friendship Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, and Forest City is different because we're fast, easy, and transparent. We have over 300 new and used vehicles on the ground with clear choice pricing and the region's only non-commissioned sales force, and a free lifetime warranty on every new car. You better believe Friendship Nissan and Friendship Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram is different, and you can find us in Forest City.
Tee it up in the shadows of beautiful Crowder's Mountain at Crowder's Mountain Golf Course. Play and ride 18 Monday through Friday for $28 and $25 after 2 p.m. On weekends and holidays, play and ride for $38 and $33 after 2 p.m. Monday is Ladies' Day. Ladies play and ride for $18, and seniors play and ride Monday through Friday for $25. For your tee time, call 704-734-0383 for Crowder's Mountain Golf Course.
Take advantage of a special offer on the versatile Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor. Switching attachments is simple, and a smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation. The Kubota BX Series, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. You own the land. Now, make it yours. Get the Kubota BX 2380 for payments as low as $99 a month.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive, off Highway 74 at Oak Grove Road, Kings Mountain. Here's some good news from the Great Outdoors in Cherryville. They are now your APCO clothing dealer for this area. Men's, women's, and youth apparel, including shorts, shirts, outerwear, hats, and more. With APCO, you get quality since 1958. And the Great Outdoors also has the new Gills high quality and affordable apparel. Come on in and see the selection today at the Great Outdoors, 112 North Cherry Street in Cherryville, right behind McDonald's. Online at teamgreatoutdoors.com and see their page on whatsupshopper.com.
Gage Pool and Spa in Gastonia is open, and they have expanded their showroom. They now carry saunas, spas, and cantilever umbrellas. They install in-ground and above-ground swimming pools. Come in now and get your free estimate, and financing is available with approved credit. For backyard fun, see Gage Pool and Spa, 3025 Union Road in Gastonia and in the Food Line Plaza. Call 704-861-8311. And now they're open 9 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. on Saturdays, 1 to 5 on Sunday.
For 70 years, Harris Funeral Home in Kings Mountain has been serving this area with compassionate, unique, and professional services. Harris Funeral Home in Kings Mountain is independent and family-owned, providing traditional and cremation options as well as package options for all budgets. Harris Funeral Home in Kings Mountain offers personalization options to honor your loved one's memory, such as custom casket cap panels, memorial DVDs, memory portraits, fingerprint, and cremation jewelry. Harris Funeral Home, 108 South Piedmont Avenue, Kings Mountain. Celebrating life one family at a time. Online at harrisfunerals.com.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. They're talking sports.
Hey, Kevin's eating. He's eating that Mitchell's Kitchen breakfast right now. That sunrise wrap.
I'll mute him so that people don't have to hear all the chomping that's going on over there.
I'm telling you, he's
enjoying
putting it down.
Yeah.
He is attacking it. Boy, that thing's huge.
Yeah.
I mean,
they wrapped
either Kevin has very small hands or that is a huge sandwich.
And small hands. No, it is. I'm having trouble keeping it together.
Yeah.
It's one of those, though, Terry, that when it's messy, it's so good.
That's true. That is true.
It is.
It does taste good, though. It was very good this morning. I had mine. So what we're going to do now, ladies and gentlemen that are still with us, we're going to say thank you again to our sponsors at Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram and Friendship Nissan, 190 Oak Street Extension for the Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram in Forest City, North Carolina, 156 Oak Street Extension for Friendship Nissan, that as well as in Forest City, North Carolina. We're going to switch on over from NASCAR now to the bubble.
The bubble.
The NBA. That is the playoffs. And I know one of us here at the table is just sitting pretty with how his team is playing in the playoffs, while the rest of us, our teams didn't even make the cut.
That's
so
right.
we just get to sit back and try and watch good basketball.
Well, that was a
Whoa,
good.
whoa.
It was.
I said
Hunter.
try and watch
Hunter's
good basketball.
team made the bubble.
Well,
they
made
played
the bubble.
so
We
bad
didn't
they
make-
finished behind the Hornets and didn't make the bubble.
We made the bubble, but we didn't make the playoffs.
All right, let's
so.
talk about relevant teams. I was watching the Dallas. I mean, I watched a little bit of the Dallas game, but I watched a lot of the Philadelphia. I listened to it, and I also came home and caught the end of it. And Terry, I know you were sweating because that game, it seemed like Boston would go up by 10 and Philadelphia come back. Boston go up by 8, and they just couldn't put them away. And like we were talking before the show, it's like Philadelphia doesn't have a whole lot coming off the bench. I think they had 2 bench points at halftime. No Ben Simmons. But they battled you tooth and nail the whole way. I mean, I like Philadelphia's coach. He's kind of a scrappy guy, who never gives up. So
yeah, but I don't think he's keeping his job.
Probably
I do
not.
not either.
Probably
I
not.
don't think he's keeping his
like
job.
the guy, but you can't help but like him. He's out there, hair all messed up, shirt tail out, screaming, trying his best to keep his team in the game, but they just don't have enough, Terry.
Well, when nobody thought it'd be 3-0. I mean, I thought Philadelphia was going to win 1 or 2.
No, I didn't. Not when they lost Ben
Who's
Simmons.
out for Boston? Boston, one of their
Boston
studs.
lost Gord Hayward.
Hayward's out.
Yeah,
about
so I mean,
4
last
weeks.
night neither one of them, were playing, so that equals out.
Yeah, Hayward.
But
was
Hayward
out,
is a better ball player to me than Simmons.
Is Hayward going to be able to come back, or is he out
about 4 weeks?
4
Oh,
weeks.
okay.
So he'll be back
Yeah.
playoffs.
Yeah, he
Not
can
before the championship.
Yeah.
I mean, he won't say he's
If
not.
they
But
make-
I mean,
if they
that's,
make it.
that right there shows how good Boston is
You think
depth-wise.
Ben Simmons and Gordon Hayward cancel each other out?
I do.
I think Ben Simmons is better than Gordon Hayward.
I don't think so.
But I think the reason why it doesn't affect Boston as much as this affects Philadelphia is because that was the reason why I picked Boston to come out of the East. Is they're just so deep.
You know what?
They
Terry?
got 3 other guys that can get you 30.
Somebody sent me something last night about Simmons. I said North Carolina State stomped him to death.
That was me. But anyway.
Oh, okay. All right.
What
That was college.
what I'm saying is he is so wrapped up in the modern game. Everybody's got to be able to shoot threes. So if he can't shoot threes at 40%, he's no good.
You're right.
So you discount the
So
defense.
you discount early
discount
LeBron.
it attacking the basket.
Well,
and all
You
the other things
discount
that he's
first time in
Yeah.
Cleveland LeBron.
well, I'm gonna put
He
it to
wasn't
you
no
like
40%
this,
three
and this
point
has
shooter.
nothing to do with that series. But I saw the other night where one team shot 56 threes.
Was it Houston?
56. You're exactly right. They
That's
hit
all I had.
19.
That's easy guess.
They hit 19. Guys, that's like 33%. But they won by 20-something. I mean, that's just how the game is now. The middle game is not there. There's no 10 to 15-foot jumpers no more. It's either
There
you
is if you
dunk
watch
it
Kawhi
or you
Leonard.
shoot a
Yeah.
3.
But see, I think that's what the problem is with the NBA is it's so 3-point heavy now. All it's going to take, and that's why Houston loses some of those games, is they get so reliant on the 3 when it's not. It is this thing we used to say about Duke for years. They lived and died by the 3-point line. You're going to live a lot by the three-point line if you're hitting. But if you're missing and the other team is not playing live or die by the three and they're just beating you down in the paint, getting twos, high
they were
percentage
19
shots.
out of 56.
But this is what happens.
I know that.
This is what happens in every game. It's either a three-pointer or a foul. I really think they need to loosen up because there was a lot of plays in the paint where even when I was on Theis's case a little bit because he seemed like every play he was foul. Some of those weren't fouls in my opinion.
But
some
think
of
about
those
it,
weren't
though.
fouls.
That's Embiid, though. He's going to get the call, just like Giannis is going to get the call.
But that goes back to the coaches and the analytics because the Houston Rockets were the one that started this live by the three, die by the three. Golden State could shoot it, but they would only shoot it if they needed to because they did such good ball movement. Houston would come down. It's isocentric basketball, and if you've got your three-point shot, take it. That's what D'Antoni wanted to do, and that's what their general manager wanted to do.
Or Harden goes to the free throw line.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what it is.
If I walked
every
in
time.
here, I do not care whether we're dunking, whether we're shooting twos, whether we're shooting threes, and I walk in here as a coach and say, guys, we got to, step up a little bit on this because we missed 37. We missed 37. We hit 19, but we still won by 20.
It's just, but I want you to see this though. It's like
37 shots.
If you had a coach that realized what he had, why do you think Giannis is on his way to winning back-to-back MVPs? And why Shaq called him the most dominant player right now since Shaq, like within 10 to 15 feet of the rim? It's because nobody is there to stop him. They put the centers and the power forwards out on the perimeter. So Giannis, all he has to do is take two giant steps because he's a huge man and he's already at the rim. That's why he's averaging 29 and 13.
But there's a problem with that, and it's just like we saw because I know the first time when the NBA started back, and we talked about that in here. Boston had to play Milwaukee, and here's Thesis and here's Kander trying to guard Giannis that's going to get every call his way.
I'm not talking about
and
the
he should have fouled
though.
out.
I'm not
in that
talking
game,
about
and he
the
didn't,
calls,
and
though.
Milwaukee won.
I'm just talking about how if Embiid had the kind of dog in him that Giannis has in him, Embiid would be the most dominant player in the East because of how his skill set at the center position.
He had 30 last night.
And you know why? It's because what I just said about Giannis. There is nobody within 5 to 10 feet of the basket anymore that can just guard him. And if there is, they kind of don't know what to do because they're thinking, well, I got to pull out on this stretch 4 or this stretch 5 that's sitting here on the three-point line just waiting. Giannis gets a free lane to the basket. Why does LeBron score easily when he's in the paint? Nobody's there. If they would just recognize, and I know 3 points is obviously more than 2 points. That's easy math. But which is the higher percentage shot and which one has the higher percentage of consistently making it? I could outscore you. I could beat you if I have a higher percentage of twos made than your threes made. All I have to do is keep feeding, just to say, Dwight Howard. If all he does is just make twos, and you make just a few threes, but miss a few threes at the same time. I have never understood why we have gone away from attacking the basket and taking the high percentage shots.
All right, so here's the idea behind it. D'Antoni, you said he started Houston. He did this.
Well,
excuse me.
The reason why he does it so much in Houston now is because his general manager is Daryl Morey, is an analytics man to the end, and he is all behind it.
It's a match of those two, exactly. They didn't shoot all the threes in Phoenix, but they tried a lot. The key in Phoenix is they had Marty Stoudemire, who's a beast to deal with. So
now he has no big men in Houston.
So the idea, Hunter and Terry, isn't exactly to shoot a 3 every time. It's to shoot it under 7 seconds every time.
More possessions.
It's more possessions because the three will be it. That's or Harden will go in. So the more possessions thing. So Hunter, on average, you're doing the math on it. NBA teams used to average right at 100 possessions. Now it's close to 110, a little bit more. At 100. Let's just do the math on it. 33% from 3 is 99. 50% from 2 is 100. So that's how close it is. So that's the math that they do on it, is if we can shoot better than 33%, we got a good or great chance of winning the game if you keep shooting twos. So that's why a lot of people are saying that this Lakers team doesn't have a chance without no 3-point shooting. And what I wanted to transition with that and what you said about Giannis a minute ago about how there's nobody in the paint. Well, I was kind of watching some folks break this down with LeBron and what he likes to do and what he has done in his career. Think about his power forwards. Bosh, Kevin Love, and now Anthony Davis. We want to know why Anthony Davis disappears in the fourth. We want to know why everybody was blaming Bosh on not being aggressive or as great as he was. We want to know why they blamed Kevin Love for everything in Cleveland. Well, the way that LeBron's offense is designed is he wants that guy out of the lane so he can drive to the lane
Just spreads the floor.
with nobody there, without a big man to contend his shot. He does a lot of layups. Like he uses his body, gets to the rim, and does a ton of layups. He's not just getting the lane and dunking on people. He's getting there and doing layups. So when he goes against Hassan Whiteside, what happens? He's blocking those layups. If he's in the lane. So when Anthony Davis is standing out there in the corner during the fourth, because LeBron's offense is designed around him to get to the lane with no 7-footers there to contend his shot. And when people compare errors, that's the completely opposite when they talk 80s and 90s basketball. You had a 7-footer and maybe 2 7-footers in the lane contesting your shot if you could get past the defender holding your waist. So you had a couple of little problems there. So I like what you were saying about Giannis. He's running the LeBron offense basically. Well, I know he can't shoot
A
threes.
buddy of mine gets so mad when I say Giannis is baby LeBron.
Right.
He's young LeBron.
But bigger, taller.
He's taller, and he's thicker than LeBron was at this age. He's like, no, LeBron has finesse to his game. I'm like, not when he was younger. When he was younger, LeBron was just as much of a steamboat going to the rack as anybody else because he couldn't shoot. Giannis is the same thing, just when LeBron broke in, it still wasn't around the stretch 4 or the stretch 5. When he broke in, I think, what was that, 2003 was his draft? We still had Big Diesel. We still had Shaq running around out there. We still had big men that were dominant. Dwight Howard was in the league. We had the big guys that were still in the paint, and what were they to do? Get boards, rim protect, and then get the easy twos. So now, as the game has evolved, it has obviously helped LeBron. It has.
They did make the point about Dwight being a problem for him, and also Roy Hibbert gave him tons of problems.
Oh, Roy Hibbert was huge, too. He was just never in shape. Never in shape. He was kind of just a fat boy.
Couldn't jump, really, but he was there. Like a taller Brendan Haywood, kind of.
Yeah.
Was kind of like him. All right, Toronto, 3-0. Boston, 3-0.
But does anybody expect that not to be like it is? I mean, I thought
no, not in Toronto.
You're right. You're right, Terry. And to build on your point, why are we playing 7 games in this first series?
I've always said it should be 3 out of 5.
I don't even remember when they switched that around.
It's in the 90s, early 90s, mid 90s.
Well, they didn't want because money won, but they didn't want. It's kind of to keep the worser seeds from the upsets type thing too.
But here's the deal: we're dealing with the corona pandemic, and we're all sharing these courts or whatever. This would be a perfect excuse to cut the first round down to 5.
Mm-hmm. I have no problem.
I would have had
about like what they did with Major League Baseball.
Yeah, because I was hoping they would do that.
So we've sit here
this
for
year.
months now. Tom wants less games. Come on, Tom, get with the program. Fun time.
Okay, yeah. I'm really looking
Tom,
forward. I'm really looking forward to the 3-0 game in the Celtics series or the Toronto series.
Saying, hey.
Unless I'm a compulsive gambler, like
Philadelphia's looking forward to it because they're not out.
So, Toronto's up 3-0. Boston is up 3-0. You don't think they would have already just put it away if the game was just 5 series? Like a game of 5? Like, do you think anything would have been different if it was a 5-game series compared to this 7-game series? I don't think so.
This is me. Okay. Well, I've lost interest in Philadelphia and Boston if it's 3-0. You haven't because you're a Boston fan. But people... I've lost interest in the Toronto series. You know what I'm thinking about? Who's Toronto going to play next? Let's go ahead and get to the second round. They're going to play Boston in the second round. Let's go ahead and get the good series.
I lost interest in the Phoenix-Boston series as soon as Ben Simmons got hurt.
Yeah, I mean,
because I knew that Philadelphia was outmanned.
Yeah,
they're outgunned.
When Simmons went down. I read that, I'm like, man.
I mean, that's like going to a draw with only one gun and your opponent's got 2.
Well, here's another one, though. Is Westbrook going to come back?
Well, if they
Hold
move on, probably.
All right, let's move over to the ones that are still,
because that's another big time injury. Westbrook not being there, but they're not playing bad without him. Houston's not playing bad without him.
All right, Mavericks and Clippers last night. Clippers go 2-1. Mavericks. Doncic gets hurt. Are the Mavericks done now?
Yeah, they're done. They was done last night when they was trying to bully the Clippers, and I think that woke the Clippers up, and that series will be 2 more games. And
What
it's
happened
over.
to your Nuggets, Kevin?
Tom,
They're getting
you
dulled.
keep jumping over.
They're getting
We're
dulled.
going down the list here.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
You want to talk Rockets? You want to talk?
I'm sorry. There's too much going on,
listen,
Kevin. There's too.
I watched the Clippers game. What was last night? Last night was Friday. So I watched them Wednesday when they lost. And the Clippers team that I saw last night was completely different. And the reason why was because I think Doc Rivers got into them that we don't need to play so much isolation ball. We need to work the ball around because that's what Dallas does tremendously. And that it starts with Luka. So when Luka was off the court, they struggled. Trey Burke is a good backup. He went off in game 2. That really helped them. Tim Hardaway Jr., it's crazy to think both of them played at Michigan, but ended up losing that national championship to Louisville. But Tim Hardaway Jr., I mean, he's a good 3-point shooter, and Seth Curry has come to play for Dallas. And Kristaps has started to show himself a little bit too. But when the Clippers...
when the 34 left.
Yeah, when the Clippers bite down and say, all right, it's time to get serious. Seriously, I don't know who can beat them. Now, the Mavericks cut it close. I think the Clippers kind of started to let up a little bit at the end because at one point they were up by a solid 10 to 12 points, and it ended only being an 8-point game. But if the Clippers going forward don't get more out of Paul George, they're going to be in trouble. I don't mean in this series because I think the Luka injury is substantial. He couldn't even put weight on his ankle.
Yeah, but
decided to
also
come back and then played for like a few minutes, got the extra assist for his triple-double, so he had to do that. But then he went back to the sidelines and could hardly stand on his ankle. But if they don't get more out of Paul George, and Paul George, the only reason I bring this up is that's what a lot of people have been saying after his past 2 games is, where is Paul George? So he drops 27 in game 1, then 14, and then 11. That's a pretty substantial drop-off.
I agree.
That's a pretty substantial. And he came out in an article today after they asked him last night, and he said, "Look, I'm not James Harden for this team. Like I don't just score." And I'm like, I understand that. You bring a lot more to the table than just scoring. Yeah. But when you average on the season 21, and then in your career you average 20, and then now in the playoffs you're averaging 17.3. I think you're kind of playing under you're underselling expectations, really. Because the expectations are high. You were considered the number 2 guy on this team, and you got 11 last night. And Kawhi went out there and dropped 34, 35. I don't know. I need more out of Paul George. I don't think it's going to affect him in this first round, because I think now Dallas without Luka is going to be in trouble. That's a walking triple-double right there.
Well, Luka might play. They said he might play. He's not
Kawhi come out last night after it was over and said he wasn't worried about George. He said, I know he'll come. And you also have to understand that Beverly was not even on the court last night. Their best defensive
played in the last
player.
2 games.
That's what I'm saying. He hasn't played the last
two.
Two.
He would be on Luka's hip because they're asking Kawhi or whoever they have. They had Morris last night pick up Luka as soon as he gets the ball on the other side of the court. But Pat would probably be sitting on his hip. And I will say this about Luka. If I'm not even close to 75%, I'm not playing.
Yeah. He averaged 35 in the first 2 games, Terry.
He's special.
That's pretty good.
And that's why I'm not playing. He's special.
Yeah.
This series, I know it's 2-1. Like you could say we could maybe steal another game, but do you really think you're winning this series?
Yeah, what else?
Just go forward just get healthy for next year.
He passes extremely well too.
And the reason why I say
he
that
still had a
too.
triple-double last night.
Yeah, he passes extremely well. I mean, just watching him, it's like
and I texted my buddy this too, because whenever he went out, I said, if I'm Luka, I'm not trying to come back in. And the prime example of why I wouldn't have come back in last night was Kevin Durant the year before. Remember, he thought he was going to get
Yeah,
better,
but-
rushed it back, and ended up. I know that's crazy, but like
no, but it's
he
his
tore his
ankle,
Achilles.
I don't think the injury was that severe. I mean, he said
unless they find anything today, I think it's
he said
just a sprained
you know, and he's old school. We had a chance to win, tape it up and get back in. I mean, he took himself out of the game.
Yeah, and I know, but it's
he-
just a sprain. But like this isn't where he can go. Oh, I've got maybe 4 or 5 days for the next game. Dude, you play tomorrow.
All right, Bobin only had 3 points after going off the night before. Tom, his parents. So for you folks that are wondering, if you can have an NBA child, his dad is 5'9",
Really?
and his mom 5'6".
How did that happen?
They had a 7'3" Serbian monster.
That's crazy. That's the most insane thing I've ever heard.
Yep, 5'6".
What are they feeding him?
5'9". Did they ask him? Barkley and them asked him on the interview the other night, and he was like, "Yeah, they said
They're normal sized people."
Yeah, 5'9" and 5'6", had 7'3", and he broke the headphones because his head's so big they like snapped on top, putting them on.
That is the biggest human being I've ever seen. I mean, when they came to play Charlotte, I was on the court. I was a little bit afraid. I was like, I don't want that guy to come over here. I mean,
you feel like the same species as people like
he
that.
He covers the basketball with his hand.
The ball looks like a softball in his hand. I mean, it's just crazy. But he's a clown. He just enjoys himself and enjoys the game.
When you're that
so
big,
it's
you
fun to
almost
watch.
have to be. Because it's probably not easy.
Oh, my God.
He was in the new movie John Wick, they said, and Wick beat him up or something like that and asked him if he could beat up Keanu Reeves in real life. He said, yeah, he'd crush him. So, looking over, the next series has been 3. Let's talk about the worst coach in the NBA right now, the Denver Nuggets, Mike Malone.
Yeah, I saw that. They got beat by 40? I was like, didn't Kevin pick them?
Yeah, they're only down 2-1 in the series, Tom.
Yeah, but they got crushed last
when
night.
we were looking at it was like a few weeks ago, and it was like a few weeks ago.
Coach is stupid.
And they had on ESPN, it was like the things that'll cost teams in the playoffs, like what's going to be their weakness. That was literally the first one that popped up for Denver was they just don't defend. They don't play defense, and that showed.
Yeah.
So
I didn't think they would let Mike Conley back that fast.
Basketball wise, without talking coaching, it's a bad matchup for Jokic with Gobert. Really, about the only person in the NBA that could really defend him, even if they gets him on the pump fakes. He's still long enough to recover and athletic enough to recover. So I think that's a problem for them.
My God, and Rudy looked awful good yesterday.
Yeah.
Let me just dominate while I'm here.
Gobert only had 24 points, 14 rebounds.
Solid double-double.
He didn't have a block, but I'm sure, Jokic went 6 of 13 for some reason. Paul Millsap's been a no-show, Terry. Where's he at? What's he doing? He's out on the court.
I don't even know why he's playing.
He only got 17 minutes last night. Grant got his minutes. Michael Porter Jr. only got 15 minutes last night.
Mm-hmm. Why? Why only 15 minutes?
How do you sit down people that can score, that could go off for 30 at any point?
I know in his 15 minutes he only had 7.
Torrey Craig, who's like a 7-year veteran from South Carolina upstate. You heard me right. A career average of 5 points a game is getting starters minute, 28 minutes. What's he out there to do for 28 minutes? They obviously aren't guarding anybody,
Yeah,
Terry.
but he's not starting if Gary Harris isn't injured.
He shouldn't be starting if there's 8 other people sitting on the bench.
Well, I know. I'm just saying, like, if Gary Harris isn't hurt, he's not starting.
That's true, but that don't grant Coach Malone for being a moron. I mean, 5 points a game. This dude's, if he's going to play him 15, he got 28 minutes and Porter Jr. got 15.
Which I think is outrageous.
Okay. Jokic, bad game, and Murray had an awful game. If Murray don't have a good game against this team, they can't. Utah's good.
Yeah.
I mean, they got a solid starting lineup. You've
I
got
don't
a good
know
point
what
guard,
happened
a good
to
shooter,
Utah, but they flipped a switch.
Well, their backcourt's good. Joe Ingles is a good small forward to have out there, a sharpshooter, and then you got a great defender.
Mhm.
So, like, if Gobert's playing a faster center maybe in this series, he might not be as
Because,
effective.
just
Jokic
watching
ain't
them in the
blowing
bubble,
by
I
him.
was like, they are really hurting without Bogdanovich offensively because they could hardly score in their bubble games. But in game one, they kept it tight with no
good
Conley,
matchup.
and now they got Conley back.
And I think the worst thing about it, I mean, you're talking about Denver, didn't they finish second?
Third.
But okay.
Third.
But I mean, that's what I'm talking about. You're talking about one of the top teams in the western part.
And you scored 87
and
points.
you got 37-point defeated by.
Oh, he just had a bad game. Like Kevin says, it happens.
Oh, it happens. I mean, that's what the Lakers said. It happens.
So, now let me get on my bowl rant, these fools. Mason Plumlee can't shoot. He gets 13 minutes. Jeremy Grant, he can play. Vonleh got 3 minutes last night. I know it was a blowout. You put your victory cigars out there. Bates Diop, 12 minutes, 2 points. Thanks for pitching in. Morris, 24 minutes. Well, whichever Morris twin this is, he threw in 4 points. Thanks for pitching in. Dozier consistently gets 20-something minutes. And
that's not one of the Morris twins.
Crap. He was minus 25, Dozier. Thank you for not doing nothing. Troy Daniels got 14 minutes and one point. And Malone's like, I don't know where we can do. He looks defeated and he's saying bad things. And you have a 7-3 bucket machine over there. Whether or not he can play 40 minutes is not what I'm saying. But my God, Terry, they put him in last night for 9 minutes, 11 points, 2 rebounds, and a block. No, somebody else got
only
the block.
one positive.
He got a steal instead of a block.
He's the only one that went positive on the
4
night.
for 4 from the free throw line. He's the only person on the team positive. Yeah, the only person on the team with a positive plus negative last night, a +2, was Bobo. 9 minutes on the court, 11 points.
Well, something he's not doing in practice because he's not getting playing time.
We definitely have the Bobo fan club president.
That's what I'm saying.
Just insane.
I mean, so there's something he's not doing because he'd be in the game.
Well, that was the problem that they were talking about with Porter Jr. is that Malone wanted him to put more effort forward to go and get boards and to play defense. And I'm going to say this. I don't know if that was what cost him minutes last night. But if it was, this is not the time or the place, Malone, to try and teach somebody.
Bobo and Michael Porter Jr. last night in 24 combined minutes had 18 points in 20. Terry, Bobo and Porter last night played 24 minutes combined. They had 18 points. Bobo in his 9 minutes last night ended up third on the team in scoring. Third.
He didn't have no pressure on him when he come in. The game's out of
Maybe
reach.
people can't guard the 7-3 guy who shoots threes and can just.
I mean, that's like
everything.
when Boston brings in Falls. The game's over. He looks like he did a
he's a human
job.
victory cigar.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, you probably mentioned this when I stepped away for a second, but Denver just didn't get anything from their starters. Here's their starters, Kevin.
Oh yeah,
8, 7, 15. That was Jokic. 8, 12. You can't.
Joe just had 15.
You can't
remember that.
You can't win a game when 3 of your starters are in single digits.
Yeah, Bo outscored them all.
Yeah, I mean it's just.
He almost
I want you to
outscored
think about
Murray.
this too.
If Bo hits his other 3, ties Murray in points.
Jokic as well only had 5 boards.
Yeah, he only had 5 rebounds. You're right.
5 rebounds.
But I think Denver's having to play at a different pace because you start wanting to get the ball, go. Denver don't play like that.
It's a tough matchup for him. I think it's 6-7 game series definitely between the two.
I would say this though, going forward, Malone cannot hold any grudges on like Porter Jr. or any of them and put them on minute restrictions.
Well,
you have got to let the offense fly if you're not going to play defense.
This looks like Charlotte Hornet basketball, does it not, Hunter?
Oh, the scoreline does. The scoreline
I'm talking, when you look at those minutes and those coaches and the decisions Malone's making, we ran out MKG out there for years to play defense. Who cares if he hit a shot? Now we're running out. Now Denver's running out Torrey Gregg, and I swear Millsap, he's done. I mean, he's been awful.
He runs around like he's got a piano on his back.
Well, for Denver, they know their next game's big.
Oh, yeah.
If they lose the next game to Utah, that series is over. They'll be down 3-1, and they're not going to win 3 in a row.
All right, JP, let's take a quick break. We'll talk about the other side of the bracket and the NBA lottery. When we come back, KDCBroadcasting.com.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could go look at a new car or truck and you didn't have to worry about getting caught up in those games that waste half your day? Well, Friendship Nissan and Friendship Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, and Forest City is different because we're fast, easy, and transparent. We have over 300 new and used vehicles on the ground with clear choice pricing and the region's only non-commissioned sales force, and a free lifetime warranty on every new car. You better believe Friendship Nissan and Friendship Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram is different, and you can find us in Forest City.
Get attached at James River Equipment. Purchase a John Deere 1 through 4 Series compact tractor at James River Equipment and get a free attachment of your choice, like a blade to smooth out rough paths, a spreader for seating, or pallet forks for heavy lifting. Choose one of 6 different attachments, up to a $1,199 value free. Visit jamesriverequipment.com/getattached. Ends 9/30/2020. Valid on select attachments. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. James River delivers.
Looking for a new car? Maybe a pre-owned car or truck, or maybe an SUV? Then let your fingers do the walking and go to whatsupshopper.com. Local dealers with local vehicles. You don't have to drive all over the country. Just click on whatsupshopper.com and take a look at the local selection of cars, trucks, SUVs, and more from local dealers in Gaston, Cleveland, and Lincoln counties. Car shopping just got easier by going to whatsupshopper.com. Pick yours out today.
The NASCAR Cup Series.
Green flag comes out again at the Monster Mile.
The intensity winds up as the season winds down.
They move on to contend for the championship.
And with 2 races left in the regular season, playoff spots are on the line in the first state of Delaware.
16 drivers trying to move on.
It's the Dryden Free 11 from Dover International Speedway. Sunday at 3 p.m. on the Motor Racing Network.
On Carolina Country WCSL, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com. Hey, are you daydreaming of a new deck for the summer? Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville can help. Right now, Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville has home equity loans available at 4% APR. Just call 704-435-0186 for more information and find out how to apply. Carolina Federal Credit Union, 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville. Online at carolinafcu.org. Like them on Facebook too. That's Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville. Have you been to the new location of Butler's Tire and Automotive in Kings Mountain? If not, head on in soon. Not only is it nice, but they do great automotive repair work. It's at 404 East King Street in Kings Mountain, right across from KFC. They do it all, from an oil change to a tune-up, from alignment to an inspection, to great prices on tires too. And they have one of the few recessed lifts in this area. Give them a call at 704-750-4645. Now open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. That's the new Butler's Tire and Automotive, now at 404 East King Street in Kings Mountain. Like them on Facebook too.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang.
Have you seen Friday?
Oh, man.
Friday.
We're looking at some funny videos in here. Well, it's like it's an edited video. This is a good question. JP, you ever seen Friday?
Friday.
You ever seen the movie Friday?
Go ahead.
Not that I'm aware of, no.
I was one.
Friday. Friday after next.
Tom said the language is not for JP.
No.
Okay. Friday, next Friday, Friday after next. All them good shows, movies. They're funny.
JP, what you know about some Ice Cube?
I've heard of him, but I don't know much about him.
Was today a good day?
I guess. I have no idea.
Nobody pulled an AK on you?
No.
Okay, we good.
Give money.
That's one of my favorite songs.
Today
Tom probably
was a
rocked
good
to that.
day.
Oh, man.
At some point.
At some point, yes.
I know Tom's rocked to that. He's been in a bouncing
Yeah.
Cadillac
Before we I get accused of digressing on the show all the time. Before we digress too much, just remember Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram is our new sponsor. They're at 190 Oak Street Extension in Forest City. Give them a call at 828-919-3001 or Friendship Nissan, which is 156 Oak Street Extension in Forest City. Give them a call at 828-245-1661, which is the same front and back. 1661.
Hey,
And
you
I'm
can
still,
go over there.
I'm still available to drive that car around.
What's
for
the
you.
word for that, Tom?
There is a word for it. If you hadn't, and you know what? As soon as I said that, I said there's a word for it. I can't remember what it is.
And I'll say this as well.
It's like race car. Race car is race car.
Yeah, right. Just like mom is mom and dad is dad. You know the
mom. Oh, wow. Go with the big word there.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Hey, I'm not wrong, am I? But look, you can go down here to Friendship Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram or Friendship Nissan next Friday, or the Friday after next.
There you go.
There we go. Hey.
You just quit. You're done. Drop your mic. JP, crap. Hunter just made me forget what I was about to ask.
Hey, but it made sense.
That's how
though.
it goes.
That's how it goes. All right.
It made sense though. I had to play words there.
So, Bucks and Magic 1-1. Anybody got the Magic pulling this off?
They shouldn't.
They should.
They shouldn't. But you also have to understand these teams are not playing at home. You're playing in a bubble.
Yeah.
Anything can happen in a bubble.
It should not. I agree with
That's what I'm
Terry.
saying.
But could the Magic get one more if the Bucks have a night where Giannis drops 30 and everybody else lays a dud?
It could happen.
It could happen. It could happen. But should it?
It should.
No.
The other two series that going on today, that's at 1 o'clock. At 3:30 is Pacers and Heat up 2-0. And
That's
Houston
questionable
up,
there.
And Houston up 2-0 at 6 o'clock against the Thunder. So both of those are 2-0. Do we got a series in either one, Terry?
I don't know. I mean, Indiana, I thought would give the Heat a lot more trouble than what they're doing. But Jimmy Butler's
Miami's
stepped
favored
up.
by 5.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler's the guy stepping up.
Jimmy
and
Butler is in Indiana's head.
Yeah,
he's in T.J. Warren's
played well.
head.
Yeah, he's
I
played
mean, they used to talk about what was it? Some guys just show up come playoff time. That's
one.
Jimmy Butler. He's a gamer.
Yeah.
He's just a gamer. He just is dialed in.
If LeBron had what Jimmy had, would he have more than 3 championships, Terry?
He would.
Is that what people try to say, or is that what they're?
I think it's just more. Yeah, if you said yes, just like the pure dog that is in Jimmy Butler, add it with what LeBron has talent wise, absolutely. Absolutely,
But,
he might have 5 or 6.
I'm gonna tell you what, after and you know how the NBA goes. If I go out there starting today and I go 7 to 10 days and I'm putting up 42 points a night or 35 or whatever, people are gonna say, you know what, you're the best player in the NBA. That's what's happened to Damian Lillard.
Yeah, 10
Damian
games in.
Lillard's doing that, and now all of a sudden they're saying he's the best player in the NBA.
I could argue. Well, you could just make it. I like it when people word it this way. He's the best player in the NBA right now.
During this period.
That's what I like them to say is right now. Overall, no. He might be the second best point guard in the league, but overall, no. And that's me saying second best because I know what the dude in Golden State can do when he's healthy. So that's me putting Steph Curry in front of him.
And see, it's kind of hard for me to go that route because I can't say that neither because he's got a good backup, just like Thompson's a good backup for Curry. So, Lillard does have a good backup. So,
in the series though,
either one of you got to come back?
No, I don't think
Tom,
Indiana
anything?
does just because Miami's the other one.
I even took Indiana.
Rockets, Thunders, Heat, Pacers.
I was trying to when I was watching the mill.
I felt bad though. I had the Thunder and they've not shown up. They're too young, I think, outside of Chris Paul.
I think the guy from Milwaukee, I was seeing, he was shooting the 30-foot ball. He said Lillard. I was thinking about I think the guy's name is Connaughton from Milwaukee.
Pat Connaughton.
Connaughton, is that his name?
I don't know how to pronounce
But
it.
I'm going to tell you what.
I'll let y'all
fill
with that.
He was hitting some bombs in that game, Hunter. I'm telling you, he was just hitting. He was
is
hitting some bombs.
athletic too. He partook in the dunk contest this year.
Yeah, but I was watching him. I hadn't watched a whole lot, been able to watch a whole lot, but I was watching that game. I said, where did they get this guy? I mean, he's out there. I mean, not just threes. We're talking like 30-footers. Boom. Like, the range on these guys in the NBA today is really, it's not a desperation shot either, Terry. It's like, this is what I plan to do is take a 30-foot shot.
Is it wrong that we've come to basketball now? And just like when Lillard was shooting, and they was like, "You got to pick him up at half court." That's how far they're shooting now, and being consistent.
I'd still let them.
Oh, I know I would,
you?
because
I'd
I'd be like, "There it is, take it away." But when it's from that far away,
the key is playing defense on the rest of it. Like if you shut down the paint, Terry, they can sit out there from 35 foot all day, and it's going to be tough to do that. There's only a few that can do that. You don't want to, Steph, listen, it's still 30 feet, 40 feet. Yes, they might make it, but dang, there's also a 50% chance they're going to miss it. You don't look at it that way.
But are you going to sit back if I'm saying, and all of a sudden here comes Lillard across, or Curry, or Thompson, or Durant?
We'll be with him.
Yeah, and they're firing from that far away and hitting.
You don't want them pulling wide open from that. You know, you don't just leave them there, but you just want to make them uncomfortable. But I would rather, you know, ride their hips. If I'm guarding any of them, ride their hips, force them inside the 3.
Yeah.
They're more dangerous.
But you're having
out
picks
there.
set 35 feet away.
Yeah, that's silly.
Yeah, you are.
You know,
you are.
Yeah, to get him open.
But and the thing
That's
about
basically a pick and roll just so the center can pull up from the 3-point line.
Think about
That's just
Steph and
crazy.
him, as good as he is, he's still, you know, in the late in games and in playoffs, important games, he still hasn't really come up like that big, coming back from behind for something. They've had to rely on Durant and Klay Thompson in those situations. So, yes, Terry, like you said, as a coach, you know, at some point you're going to miss those two. You're going to miss them long. You're going to
they're going to be long rebounds.
You're getting the rebounds and going back and forth. So, you know, it's one you don't want to give up, but dang, would you rather give up a 35-footer than a layup or something? I mean, I'd rather you take him out there all day. Go ahead. I'll take my chances until D'Antoni wins one. You know,
yeah, I'm with you on
the
that.
Steph Curry, you know, he's
That's
different.
why I pray he never does.
Steph Curry's 100% different than anybody else. Harden's out there. I know he's good, but still.
I pray that
shoot.
the Rockets and D'Antoni
All
never
right.
win a championship.
So
Because if they do, they'll all say, look, that model can work.
Yeah.
And then the NBA is just going to go to crap.
So as a group, 2 of you last week picked Clippers over Portland. We had Portland in the Western Conference Finals.
the
Who's the one
Lakers?
that had Portland? Was it Terry?
What's that?
Who had Portland in the finals? It was 2-1 by this group.
I think I had Portland.
Hunter had Portland in the finals.
Yeah.
Terry and Tom had the Clippers over Portland in the Western
Yeah.
Conference Finals. So
I didn't
here
have
we
the
are.
Clippers making it out of the
I
first
had
round.
Boston against the Clippers in the final.
Here we are, 1-1.
Mine was Boston and Clippers in the final.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying as a group. Yeah.
As a group, yeah, but I guess I got outvoted.
You got outvoted, sir. Remember, we picked Clippers over Celtics as a group, or y'all picked Clippers over Celtics as a group. We got Trailblazers and Lakers. Lakers favored by 7 tomorrow night at 8:30. How are you feeling, guys, about your Portland picks? Whoever did pick it, did anybody take the Lakers in this?
Look,
or did all 3 of y'all go Portland?
I took Portland.
I took Portland.
Tom
took the Lakers.
Tom took the Lakers.
I'm fine with it.
I took the Lakers because the Lakers are going to win the series.
It's not going to happen.
Look, I am fine with
Your
what
two
happened
best
in the last
defensive
game.
guys are
I
not
know,
there.
but you still got George, you still got LeBron James. I just don't see the
I'm
Lakers
just looking
getting
at this,
beat
and C.J. McCollum had 13. Okay.
And
Very rarely does he only
J.R.
have
Smith
13.
had double digits the other night too.
When is and is he going to do that again?
He might.
And that's what I'm saying. This is how I look at it. CJ had 13. Nurkic had 9. Carmelo had 2. Yeah, okay. That's not going to happen again. Damian Lillard had 18. The only question mark I have on him is his dislocated finger on his non-shooting hand. Maybe I don't know how much that's going to affect like his guide hand when he's following through with that. Other than that, them boys ain't going to just score that low. No.
And you saw what Damian Lillard said after the game when people were asking him about how they got beat, and he said, okay, we had a bad game. I mean, no
They've
big
had
deal.
bad games.
He was like, it's going to happen. He
And
says,
then-
we played so on top there for so long. He says, every NBA team has a bad game.
I mean,
Well, that's
J.R.
true.
Smith to have 11. Caldwell Pope, 16.
I mean, my
That
whole
doesn't
deal in
happen.
behind that game right there is the Lakers had to win that game.
Yeah, they're back against the wall.
Because if they would have lost, they're down 2 games to none.
As a
and
1
people
seed.
are already saying y'all are done. But they had to win, so they did come out.
Do you
and
know
they
how
played
how
and they won.
quiet Lakers fans are being though today because LeBron James only had 10 points.
Yeah.
LeBron James only had 7 assists. He only had 6 rebounds. It wasn't one of those triple-double 10-point
Yeah.
games. This was just he really didn't play that great.
And I messed up when I said Paul. I meant to say Anthony Davis. I mean, they had Davis with 30 points.
He had 30 points, 11
Yeah.
rebounds, and a block. But they had a block party. They had 3 blocks for the Trailblazers. I mean, I'm looking over here, and they had 3 blocks for the Trailblazers, and 3 for the Lakers.
Yeah.
So
Davis had 31 points and 11
I
rebounds.
just feel like the Lakers are a team without 2 of your best defensive guys. I don't think they can win it.
All right. If you had to pick the finals today, who you guys got?
I still got Clippers in Boston.
Trailblazers still got out rebounded by 9, so that'll help. That won't help them either. I still have Boston out of the East right now. I've seen some hiccups with Milwaukee. Toronto would be the only one that seems to be on par with Boston right now. But even then, I can't really judge it because we've been saying it. Brooklyn's just happy to be here right now. They're just happy that they made the final cut. I'm still taking the Clippers, though, because if they get this figured out and they play like they did last night, the only reason it was close is because Dallas, people forget, Dallas this year had a historic offense percentage-wise. It was historic, but I still take the Clippers in Boston.
Tom?
I'm sticking with my pick, the Clippers and the Bucks. Y'all have just disrespected the Bucks. I'm just...
You lose game 1 to the Magic, you might deserve it.
That's just one game. It's just one
You're
game.
right. And then when they come back in game 2, they had to win.
Right. That woke them up. You know what I mean? That woke them up. You're not going to waltz your way to the finals. Sometimes the loss will teach you. But
I'll go down in flames with my picks with the Raptors and Nuggets, only because I believe in the talent of the Nuggets, but they will not win it because the coach is awful. So I have no confidence in that pick at all.
He picked the Nuggets and then said
if
the Nuggets
they fire
won't
the
win.
coach.
How can you do that? How can you
because
pick
they're
the
only
Nuggets?
down 2-1 right
You
now.
can't pick the Nuggets
he
and
said,
then say they
he
won't
said
win.
he was going down in flames with his pick.
Yeah.
So
The
he's like a
problem
captain
is
with a
this.
ship. He's just
But
going to
problem is
sink.
the third best
But
scorer on the
that is
team
a
doesn't get
contradictory
any
statement.
minutes.
You don't pick somebody to win because you know they're going to lose. You don't
The
do
worst
that.
thing about that whole thing right there, what Kevin's saying, is you are the third best team in the Western Conference and you can't shoot a lick.
They can. I
The
just don't
coach
know why
cannot
they didn't
step
last
out
night.
there and shoot for them.
Listen, the Nuggets had a game just like Portland had a game. Damian Lillard said, we all have bad games.
Yeah.
Let's do this draft.
Get it out now. Just get it out now. While
The
you
draft.
Well, I just want you to when the Lakers drubbed the
Congratulations
Wait a minute.
to
the Blazers
Minnesota
tonight,
for
and I was
still
just
being-
next
So,
Saturday.
there is no game tonight.
There's 4 games every day.
Okay, I was about to say, I thought you said there was some that the Lakers Trailblazers tomorrow. I was
No,
about to
it's
say, no, it
tonight.
should be tonight.
Yeah,
Tonight.
whichever.
Okay.
when they get
Because
drubbed.
I was about to say, you mean to tell me those teams played 3
When
and
they
then
get
these
drubbed-
other teams get
when
a
they
day
get-
off?
When they get drubbed again, I want to hear Terry's Portland's
All
going to
right.
win the West crap again.
So we have the
They
NBA
played
lottery. The NBA
Getting
lottery
drubbed.
was this week and Thursday night, and the Hornets, of course, were in the lottery where they've lived forever. Cavs are in there too, where they've lived for most of the time, except when
Yeah, they always
LeBron
get
was
to pick
there.
early.
They've had some.
No,
some-
they don't always get to pick early.
Yeah,
guys.
Yeah,
they
but
do.
you've had like
They
3
don't
out of the last
always-
8 number 1
How many
picks.
total number
Okay,
picks?
1 year, Tom.
How many total number
Terry,
picks do they have?
Terry, how many straight years were they in the finals, Terry? What are you even
1
talking
year.
about?
1 year, Tom.
What are you even
Okay.
talking about, Terry?
Okay.
Come on, he makes stuff up. He just says stuff. They were in the finals like 4 straight
I think
years.
you know what, I want you to think about that though. So you guys had like back-to-back number 1 picks almost. I think there was a year in between. And it was like out of 8 years, you had 3 number 1 picks. And then LeBron goes back and ships out of town all of them basically except Kyrie. It's like he just went in there, blew it up and said, I liked what you had here, but I can make it better.
Well, they did win 1 championship.
He got you one.
Yeah, congratulations.
He did. Cleveland.
They
I'll
were-
bring in my Boston. I'll bring in my Boston banner next week. Hang it behind me, so you can look at it.
Well,
I'll
I
let you
can look
touch it.
at Yeah.
Cleveland has won the lottery 5 times.
I just can't wait till Boston plays Milwaukee. I just can't wait. I just can't wait for that series.
Cleveland has won the lottery 5 times for you lottery folks out there. The Hornets have never won it. Well, the New Orleans Hornets, but they didn't actually win that one, did they? Didn't they give that to them, Hunter? So
yeah, but
they gave
nobody will admit it.
They gave him Anthony Davis.
They gave him Anthony Davis.
But hey, look, I mean, I'm gonna be the first
the
one.
worst NBA record
The
in
worst-
history, and you still don't
well,
get it.
the worst NCAA champion performance I ever seen by a big man in my life, scoring 2 points, and now look at him.
He did.
Yeah,
That's what
You
he
know?
does every fourth quarter now.
What I'm saying.
He gets his 2.
He had 2 for a whole tournament. I mean, a championship.
It was awful. Yeah, I
But
agree.
now he is one. He's good.
He had 31 points the
That's
other
what
night.
I'm
Enough
saying.
said. Enough said.
So the Hornets
It's panned out.
in their history had had problems since the Bobcats Hornets came back in the league as far as moving up in the draft. They've had no luck at all. They 9 times they stayed the same. 5 times they got worse, and then this time they improved. So they hit it. I wasn't watching it. I've almost watched all of them, so maybe I'm
I did sit there and watch them pick.
The bad mojo there.
I only saw the last 3.
Yeah, I saw the replay of it. So the Hornets end up 3rd. Now, with that said, I've brought up a consensus mock draft and a NBA draft net to look at some of these folks. We kind of talk about what or who to look for. So I'm going to give you a couple of some past Hornets draft history, folks.
I know who I want them to take.
Follow along,
and they're
with me
in
for a
prime
few
position
minutes.
to do it.
So here's the Hornets draft history since after they drafted Kemba in 2011, and then it just got bad. 2012, they chose MKG. They passed on Bradley Beal, Damian Lillard, Harrison Barnes, Andre Drummond, Draymond Green, and Chris Middleton. 2013, they drafted, that was with a 2 pick, so having a high pick doesn't guarantee anything. With a 4 pick in 2013, they passed on Giannis, Steven Adams, C.J. McCollum, Trey Burke, and Rudy Gobert. 2014, Noah Vonleh was the pick. They passed on Zach LaVine, T.J. Warren, Nurkic, Jokic, Jeremy Grant, Rodney Hood, Harris, and Bogdanovich. 2015, Kaminsky, Frank the Tank Hunter, comes to Charlotte.
He's in Phoenix.
We passed on Devin Booker, Miles Turner, Terry Rozier, who we got now, we traded Kemba for, basically, and Josh Richardson. 2016, they decided to trade for Marco Bellinelli. Folks, they passed on in that draft, after that trade spot, Pascal Siakam, Malcolm Brogdon. 2017, Malik Monk comes to town. They passed on Donovan Mitchell.
He can't get off the cocaine.
They passed Adebayo and Anunoby. 2018, they draft Shea, trading for Bridges. Passed on Michael Porter Jr. and Giannis's brother. This year, they picked P.J. Washington in 2019, passing on Bol. So if you're keeping,
oh my God, did he just say that?
Home, yeah, he's way better than P.J. Washington.
Hey, listen, they missed on Michael Porter Jr. too. Okay,
we missed on a guy coming off the bench.
Oh my God!
Wait a minute, time out. He outscored Michael Porter Jr. last night.
Okay, it's one game.
Yes,
Kevin.
one game, Kevin.
One game.
Right, and that was one draft
one
where they
good game. Let's
picked
crown him.
One game.
One guy they picked Porter over Bol.
The one that you said that makes me the mad out of the ones that have recently happened was they drafted Shea Gilgeous, who is out in Oklahoma City right now, averaging like 22, and they traded him for Miles Bridges. Don't get me wrong, I've interviewed Miles. He's a very nice kid, but his upside is nowhere near to Shea's.
Their starting lineup, if all they had to do was make picks, could be Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal in the backcourt, with Giannis at the 4 and Jokic at the center.
Could be, ladies and gentlemen. Could be.
Coming off the bench, Siakam, Devontae Graham, Porter Jr., and ninth, Bol.
So who's the Hornets general manager right now?
An idiot.
Now,
wait, I didn't say that.
Now it is Mitch Kupchak, who's had experience
with
dealing with decent players. He just, with no money in Charlotte, he hasn't done anything.
How does Charlotte have no money? I mean, it's like one of the fastest growing cities in the United States. It's a banking center.
See, I never understood.
How does Charlotte have no money?
See, I don't understand that either, because you talk about it.
Because
they talk about major. Well,
that's it.
That's
why
you
Carolina
can't
aren't
bring
going to watch a
anything.
bad basketball team.
No.
Look at Wake Forest, Terry. Does anybody come to Wake Forest basketball game anymore? It is insane. Like, the whole thing is empty.
Really?
Wake Forest.
I'm with you, Tom.
People in North Carolina are spoiled, real quick, Hunter, from North Carolina and Duke. And watch the Panthers. You were at the game, Tom, when they weren't winning.
I know.
Nobody's there. People in Carolina do not support non-winners at all. It's just not. They just
I'm
don't
just
do it.
to me, I understand what Tom means though, because Charlotte is one of the fastest growing cities in America, if not like a top 5.
Money
fastest.
everywhere.
But
money.
But what I don't understand is they can't continue to label us small markets, even though we're a top 15 market in America.
It's not a small
They
market.
label Atlanta a small market when they talk when they talk basketball.
No.
I'm sorry, Atlanta's like one of the second or third largest cities on the East Coast.
Plus, they've got fans from Richmond, Virginia.
Exactly.
To,
and so
Jackson,
I've never
Mississippi.
quite understood when they talk, these guys only want to go play in major markets. When they talk Miami, Boston, New York, and L.A., I'm like, maybe Dallas. I'm like,
that stuff don't even matter. It matters if you got 3 good players.
I was going to say, that's not the case. They want to go where they can
3
win.
ballers.
LeBron James chose to go back to Cleveland over joining the Knicks.
Yeah.
So that has nothing to do with market size.
All right, let's go through the lottery, Hunter.
Well, let me just mention one more thing before we ever go there. Also, remember, Kobe Bryant never wanted to play in Charlotte.
He never did. Never wanted to take.
So it goes way back.
Yes. You think that was where it started, really?
I don't know.
You think maybe Kobe Bryant just pulling an Eli, being like,
really
I'm not
is.
playing there.
I mean, you look at a lot of guys that have moved
Kobe
to
did that
Charlotte from
before Eli,
outside
never
the
mind.
area. They end up staying here.
It's
They
not-
like it here.
But
Yeah.
but it's not even basketball. The Panthers have never signed a big name free agent.
No,
they haven't.
They don't. There's people don't want to drive 3 hours to Myrtle Beach, Tom. For the number 1 pick in the draft.
Did he just say that?
Yeah,
I think he said
that's what people don't want to do.
I just want to make sure I heard
You go to
that
L.A.
correctly.
and
you step outside
walk
and
to the
it's
beach,
there.
or Miami and walk to the beach. You go to Charlotte, you got to drive 3 hours to Myrtle Beach.
Pro athletes don't go to Myrtle Beach. Just throwing it out there.
Again,
Just throwing it
They
out
hop on that charter.
Thanks for making my point.
They hop on that charter.
They ain't going to Myrtle Beach.
So,
anyway.
all right. So, number 1 pick is the Timberwolves. The Golden State Warriors have the 2. Hornets with the 3.
Trade piece.
Bulls 4. 5 Cavs. 6 Hawks. 7 Pistons. 8 Knicks. 9 Wizards. 10 Suns. 11 Spurs. Kings. Pelicans. No, so what I've put up is this is a
Boston.
consensus mock draft website, which takes all the mock drafts that they can find and puts the guys in the most likely spots
It's
based
harder
on
to
that.
keep up with it because they only play a year in college, and you got all the European players.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Right.
yeah.
So that's kind of what me and Terry was kind of discussing earlier. So my thing for the Hornets, before we go any further on anyone else, my 3 rules for this draft: do not trade the pick unless it's for Steph Curry. Only trade you take. Nobody else. Just get on.
Is
with
that
it.
even possible, or is that just something you dreamed up while sitting on
I mean,
the
it's
can?
possible.
I mean, if Golden State wants to move off
Right.
of him,
I mean, it's
anything's
not.
possible.
They're not discussing
Why?
it.
He is a god.
That's
there.
not gonna
Why would he?
happen.
Why would they?
They're going
No.
Golden State's going to trade their pick for somebody
listen,
to
that's
help
a
them.
hypothetical.
I know. I just said don't trade it unless it's for Steph Curry
Fair
or
enough.
Michael Jordan.
So regardless, they're not going to trade the pick.
Yeah,
All right.
that's what I'm saying.
Step 2, do not draft a point guard. You just had Devontae Graham up there on the show getting this pick.
I'm
don't
the
draft
same
his
way.
replacement.
I tweeted that.
Don't
I
draft
said,
his replacement.
You don't need a point guard, and you really don't need a shooting guard unless he's just outstanding because you already got Graham and Rozier in your backcourt.
Whoa. Rozier's, get him out of there.
You can't. You're paying him too much money.
Well, I know. I'm saying
that's their fault.
He's not. He wouldn't keep me from drafting the next one. I wouldn't say I'm not going to get rid of Terry Rozier because I can draft the next Michael Jordan. I mean,
yeah, it's not happening though.
Okay, so
not at that spot.
Step 3, do not draft a center. I don't want to see any more projects at the big men. I don't want to see any more of that. I'm tired of it. We could hire a 7-footer to stand there and get rebounds.
My tweet literally said no point guards, no shooting guards, and no center unless it's a transcendent 3 in defense type center.
So
you spot up where you can just stretch the floor.
The only thing I talked about this with Hunter the other day. The only thing they should do, and they're probably not going to get to do it themselves because of the corona and all this stuff, is they should draft the best one-on-one wing player they can. Whoever's available, the best one. Now, that's debatable on where the top 2 picks are going to go. That's what's going to be who's available. So I've got 5 names that will or could be available. Anthony Edwards from Georgia. Obi Toppin from Dayton.
Mm-hmm.
Denny Avdija from, I think it was Greece. No, he's Israeli. He'll be the first Israeli drafted in the top. Halliburton. I can't remember where he's from. Where's Halliburton from?
Does
anybody know? And Vassell from Florida State are your wings that can shoot, and they can shoot basically and score. The rest of there's like 3 or 4 other wings that are in through here, but they're like needs work on the shooting game. I don't want any more Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. I don't even want more Nono Vonlehs. I want somebody we can go to the park with, and this dude's going to get some points. So those are my guys that I would go with. Now, with that said, who are the Timberwolves picking at 1? Is it Anthony Edwards?
Yes.
By the consensus draft pick.
Should be.
8 of the draft surveys that they went through.
I got
with
him
Edwards.
or another name.
They went through 10 drafts. Anthony Edwards is going 1 in 8 of the 10. Should he be the one?
I say it's either him.
Now remember, you got to think. You guys kind of talking fit. Is this what Minnesota would want as well? Like, does this fit in?
Well, the reason why I'm saying yes is because they already got D'Angelo Russell.
Okay.
D'Angelo Russell's going to handle the rock. He'll be the point. You can put Anthony Edwards at your 2. You've already got Karl Anthony Towns down there in the block, so you don't really want to draft Wiseman. So to me, if you're not taking Anthony Edwards, you're taking LaMelo.
Ball was the other one.
That's me.
That somebody said to take, and I just think that's ridiculous.
No.
He's better than Lonzo.
Wiseman was the guy that got in
close.
trouble and only played a couple games.
He's a guy at Memphis.
Yeah.
But that's not.
Isn't he
his
the one
fault.
that Anthony Hardaway bought his house? Or
Something like that. But wasn't he the 7-1 guy that could shoot, stretch the floor, all that?
He was the consensus number 1 coming into the draft before.
But
problem is you didn't see him. Like, you don't know how he's.
So would Minnesota want a 7-footer to go with Towns down low, or like he said, the guard at Edwards?
Yeah, but these guys, you used to look at them. They're 7-1. Okay, they're interior placement. A lot of the guys that are big, like Porzingis, they're 7 foot, but can really play all 5 positions.
If you have Towns, you don't need Wiseman.
Is Towns play on the inside though, or is he an outside guy?
Towns plays on the inside.
He's inside.
Okay.
His 3-point shot is
so
not that
the most
consistent.
common pick of the top 10 in that is Timberwolves going with Anthony Edwards. The most common for the Warriors is Wiseman. Should the Warriors with Steph, Clay, and Andrew Wiggins, their backcourt's full. Should they go big man, Terry?
Mm-hmm. If they don't
should they draft a backup like LaMelo or one of the other shooters? Maybe the kid from Israel comes in and is a sharpshooter. He can play the 3 and the 4. He could be an option at the 3. Or do they trade it for another starter? How do the Warriors handle the 2 there?
I think they trade
This pick, what they do real quick, could affect NBA history the next few years.
Mm-hmm. I think Golden State's going to trade.
Okay.
And I think they're going to end up trading for a 3 or 4 guy to help their team.
Does Doc Rivers want to trade Paul George?
I'm just saying, I think that's what's going to happen. You're going to have an opportunity here, and I don't think that they're going to keep it because they got a whole crew coming back, and this is their opportunity to say, okay, here's the number 2 pick. We want that guy. Y'all take him, and we'll even up a trade.
So they're going to have Curry, Thompson,
Draymond. Oh, yeah. I mean,
Andrew Wiggins averaged 25
Wiggins.
this year.
Yeah, and then add Paul George to that team?
Who could you get with the 2 pick?
I don't know.
You could get a Paul George.
Personally, I would go for a starting power forward
would.
because the one you got now is on his last legs.
Because his draft, we know George can play. That's kind of a crapshoot with these draft picks sometimes, too.
I'm not against them. I'm not against them drafting Wiseman either.
Well, they have
plan
to
for the future.
They have
you got to plan for the future at some point.
Well, maybe they do, maybe they don't. Because at some point, also, Hunter, you've seen with the Bulls things, it can be gone at any second. It can be gone now, and we think we're in the middle of it, but
we're going to win now.
So Steph's ankles ain't gonna last forever. That's a fact. Klay Thompson might want to move to L.A. in a few years. So Durant left after a couple years. Draymond keeps calling everybody B words. All of his teammates that they signed. Let's call the best player on the team a B. Good job there. Chase him off. So do they trade him for someone that can help him win now, or like you said, it is a crapshoot some of the times with these guys, especially if you don't.
I say trade the 2 pick and Draymond Green for Paul George.
Right.
That is so dumb.
Listen, I think they'll trade the 2.
You don't trade your leader.
I think they'll trade the 2, but I would have no problem with them, especially if Wiseman is to stretch 5, because that literally just fits into what they want to play anyways.
This is
spread the ball, move it around.
All right, so here's your 3 possibilities from ClutchPoints.net, Hunter. Bradley Beal. I don't know why they would trade for him, though, with Thompson and Wiggins. Joel Embiid. Would Philadelphia take the 2 pick?
Yes.
They would.
For Embiid.
Philadelphia would. They've tanked forever.
And throw in Draymond if they just to get him out of there. But think about Embiid on the Warriors.
Well, that's got more weight to it than any others because there's a lot of rumors about a package that some team is going to try to put together to try and take either Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons off of the 76ers.
You think how much
That's
easier...
That's an Eastern Conference team too, Terry.
Yeah, you think of how much easier Embiid would be out there.
With
them
score
guns
spread.
around him.
Yes.
You cannot double down
That's
on
what
him.
we said. That's what we said the 76ers messed up to begin with. They
And
took
he
all the
would go
shooters
in a
away from
second.
him. Yeah.
I think that could be big if the Warriors could package that. They might have to trade a future too. I don't know. You never know.
We'd do it like this.
You do it straight up or not?
You'd give him, and this is what I would do. Even if it come down to it, I would, and I know they probably won't, but I'm just saying, if I could give that pick, and plus I give you Wiggins.
No, they ain't getting rid of Wiggins.
Oh, I know that's not going to happen.
I
but
don't
if
think
I
it would
could,
be a problem though. That wouldn't be bad.
I wouldn't trade Wiggins for Joe Embiid. I like Wiggins. He's a scoring wing. He's a 25-point scoring wing. And
yeah,
Embiid's,
but he's already started that movement. And once a player starts that movement, he continues to do it.
Well, Embiid's getting swept out of the East right now, so
you know,
get him out of there.
The other one on that list is the one that'll make them the most dominant team.
The Embiid on the Warriors would be disgusting in a certain type of way.
I know Terry's not an Embiid.
They could
fan,
just
but
replace
he's
Embiid
good.
with Wiseman.
No, I'm not.
He's good.
No,
Terry,
but I know how good he would make Golden State.
Yeah,
because they could immediately replace Embiid with Wiseman. Maybe he works better with Simmons. The last one says, as absurd as it sounds, he will be a free agent, a restricted free agent, and he may not want to return to his team. Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Why what?
Why would he want to return?
If they get bounced,
would you rather be by yourself in Milwaukee
or
play
go
with
win
the
some
Warriors?
championships?
Yeah, think of that.
It's the same thing with Kevin. It's the same thing why Kevin Durant chose him.
But now here would be the problem with that. If that would happen, Golden State would have to give up a lot.
Yeah.
No, it just says the two.
That number 2 pick.
Terry, because think about it. If you're Milwaukee, Terry, you
either
get
I
the number
take
2
it or
pick
don't.
or nothing.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you mean before? When's his
Yeah,
contract?
Because he's a
This
free
is a
agent.
free agent.
Okay, my
Not
fault.
just that, but even if they want to, they could give up Wiggins. They could.
That's what I'm
This is the
saying.
one
They
they could
could
give up.
easily
This is
give
the
up
one they could
Even if they
package Wiggins
keep him,
with.
y'all, you just don't give up 25-point score. It's just not
For
that
one
easy.
that's about to average 30 and 13.
But I would say if you
You're
got
not gonna
if
need
you got
him.
somebody like Giannis, you're going to try to sell the
That's what
farm
I'm
to keep him,
saying.
wouldn't you? I mean, it doesn't make any.
Giannis
Do
ain't
you
Kevin
trying
Durant.
to tell me that
Giannis
I can
ain't
either
Kevin
have Giannis or Wiggins? Oh, heck with you,
I
Wiggins.
didn't say that. But if I
You're
wouldn't
outta
give you,
here.
I wouldn't give you
Yeah.
Wiggins and the 2 pick.
I
I'd give you
would.
straight
If I
up.
For
know-
Giannis, absolutely.
Do you
For
realize how
Giannis,
much
I
he's
would.
worth to that town? I mean, there's no way. I mean, if you could keep him,
I think Milwaukee.
You don't give away
A
two.
city
You don't give away
like
2 All
Milwaukee.
Stars for one.
No,
but
Milwaukee would become Cleveland.
Does Milwaukee sell the whole house on him though?
He's always got to get a jab at Cleveland. We're not even talking about Cleveland. We're talking about Milwaukee.
I'm just saying.
But,
So you got to think about it. Does Milwaukee
all right.
basically sell the house to keep him?
So that
That's what they'd
sets
have
us
to
up.
think.
Yeah.
That sets us up.
For our
So what do y'all
Hornets.
think the Warriors do? Draft. Let's say they
Obi.
keep the pick.
I think they trade.
Obi.
If they keep the pick, Terry, who they pick?
I think
Wiseman.
Wiseman. That's what I was just about to say. I
Yeah.
think,
Obi.
because that's what they
Wiseman.
need. That's what
All
they
right.
need. That's the most logical fit. They don't really need
Okay,
another
so
shooter.
if you're
Wiseman makes
asking
the most
what do I think they will do, they will mess it up somehow. But for me, I would draft Obi. I think Obi
Talk about
Toppin.
Hornets?
Yes,
All
I
right.
think Obi Toppin is the
So
best
here's your
wing scorer
options.
in this draft.
Here's your options. That if you're the Hornets now, that's what happened. That's so.
But now you're the Hornets, and you're kind of. Now what I do?
So now you're sitting in 3. Here's your options: Obi Toppin, Avdija, Halliburton, or Vassell. Let's say you like Toppin the best, Hunter, but you're sitting there at 3 with Edwards and Wiseman off the board. Some team, somebody,
Wants
somewhere.
LaMelo.
You're exactly right.
Well,
Wants
yeah.
LaMelo Ball, and they will want LaMelo Ball. I don't think Jordan wants anything to do with them, and I don't think that ain't gonna happen.
LeVar has disrespected Jordan multiple times. He don't want nothing to do with that.
So the Hornets, 2 choices. I wouldn't mind a trade to the 4, 5, or 6, but don't you dare go any lower. You got to get your value. You got to get your pick.
Yeah.
So Bulls at 4, Cavs at 5, Hawks at 6.
I don't move anywhere past 4. But even then, the Bulls want Obi, so they might move up just to make you think they want LaMelo, and they take Obi.
Who's the Bulls' point guard?
Levine or Kobe White.
Oh yeah, they got him. So they wouldn't want.
They want a wing scorer.
Cavs,
and they just fired their head coach.
So it's got the Cavs as the most likely to pick the kid from Israel, Tom, Denny Avdija, with 5 out of the 10 drafts.
So you say that guy's an awesome shooter.
Well, the way me and Terry's kind of talking about it is that the Europeans, usually the first European pick is pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Israel's not.
The guys after that,
he's probably playing in
are
Europe
kind of 50-50. I've watched some of his highlights. Kind of a Peja Stojakovic type thing. You know, a big, tall, 6'9" wing basically that you shoot. So you're looking at something like that. I think one of his comparisons was Hito Turkoglu. But I mean, if you're Charlotte, LaMelo don't help you at all. Would you want to play with Graham?
He's not going to help.
No.
Listen, now wherever LaMelo goes, he will be better than his brother.
Yes,
it's just,
I agree.
But Hunter, if they keep it, I'm starting to agree with you, Toppin, unless they think Halliburton and Vassell is just better, and I don't know there.
What about Bay from Villanova? He sounds like that's what you want, a guy with a little size that could shoot.
Who?
Bay. I got him ranked number 5 here in the Sporting News. The guy at Villanova.
He wasn't picked by anybody in this top 10.
Well, it says here that he's kind of the sleeper pick.
Okay.
But just reading about him, it seems like that's exactly what you're talking about. A guy with size could play out of the wing, could shoot it. So,
that's how I see it with Obi Toppin.
I don't want him as
Obi Toppin was a Wooden Award winner.
You can defend multiple positions in your wing. I don't want you now.
Why is that?
I've seen too many people get drafted by the Hornets that can defend, and we ain't won a damn thing. I mean, crap. We run Jarrett Wallace out here. We didn't draft him. He can defend. MKG defended nothing for 10 years. I want scores, Tom. I'm tired of it. I don't want to see somebody on TV. We're going to develop his shot. We're going to develop his game. Bump that. I want to score. I want Obi Toppin. I want Halliburton. I want somebody to come in and drop 25 points.
Have them work on their defense, not work on their scoring. What's that helping me right now?
Right now, I don't care if they play a lick of defense. I'm just to that point, Hunter.
That's
it's been
kind
too
of
long.
Everybody now at this point.
It's been too long since we saw
only unless you're in the playoffs does defense matter.
Well, you can't play defense in the NBA. You can call for a
who's
foul.
the last player in Charlotte you can look at and be like, besides
Kemba,
Kemba, and you're like, you're going to get 20 tonight.
Yeah,
was it Glenn Rice?
Yeah, I guarantee you, you'd go all the way back to him.
Wesley,
Big Al,
and Bobby Fields.
Big Al could get you 20.
Still didn't.
But I mean, he's still
Baron Davis.
That was when the big man was still pretty good.
God,
Big Al.
It's been so long. It's just so.
Now
awful.
I don't know. Obi though, I think Obi is the most polished because he's one of these guys that's not a one and done. He played at Dayton, I think, a year prior.
He's 22
to this.
years old, and they said that's one of the reasons why he might not be the number 1 pick because he's too old.
I know.
He's too old.
I've heard that too, and I think that is a bunch of baloney.
I read that. I'm like, what do you mean too old? 22? He's too old to be the number 1 pick?
And we just lost 3 years from him.
Yeah, I guess that's what they think, Terry.
All right, we come back. We've got to talk real quick Major League Baseball on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Nowadays, buying a new car or truck is different because everything is on the internet. So why would anyone waste their time trying to get answers from a salesperson who's just going to beat you up for more money? At Friendship Nissan and Friendship Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, and Forest City, our sales guys and sales girls don't work on commission. We have clear choice pricing, a free lifetime warranty, and you can find anything you might want to know on our 300 new and used cars and trucks online at Friendship Nissan or Friendship Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram. Remember, we're different, and we're right down the road in Forest City.
Is the cost of ink driving your profits down? Then listen up. Discount Ink Jet and Toner is here to help. Discount Ink Jet and Toner specializes in refilling ink jet and toner cartridges. Cut your ink costs by as much as 50% or more. Discount Ink Jet and Toner, located on 410 East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. 100% satisfaction guaranteed.
For years, Hicks Goforth at Carfair Auto Sales on the Bessemer City Road in Gastonia has been providing our area with the finest in late model cars, trucks, and vans. And at Carfair Auto Sales in Gastonia, they feature on-the-lot financing. Come talk with Hicks about your next vehicle purchase. They're open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, Saturdays 8 till 2. Call 704-865-8024. Carfair Auto Sales, 1320 on the Bessemer City Road in Gastonia. Do you have a little wiggle in the front end of that car or truck? Or are your stops taking a little longer? Then you need to see Petite's Front End and Brake Shop in Shelby. For over 42 years, Petite's Front End and Brake Shop has been serving this area. From alignments to brakes, from shocks to tires, from AC work to heater repair, they do it all, even minor automotive repair. And they are a North Carolina inspection station. Just call 704-482-8471 or come by. They're located at 308 North Washington Street in Shelby. See Tim and the guys today at Petite's Front End and Brake Shop in Shelby. Open 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. The Captain's Cap Family Fish House has reopened their dining room. Bring the family on out for a great meal, no matter your favorite. They've got it, from seafood to steak to chicken. It's all great, and you can still use a convenient drive-through window. So visit the nearest Captain's Cap Family Fish House, 3140 Linwood Road in Gastonia, 670 Park Street in Belmont, and 1218 Highway 16 in Denver. Visit the website at thecaptainscap.com and like them on Facebook too.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? Do the market's ups and downs keep you guessing? Especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions than answers, contact your Edward Jones financial advisor. In Shelby, Adam Larson, 1427 East Marion Street. Call 704-692-0249. In Cherryville, Kevin Larson, 217 East Main Street. Call 704-692-0249. 2325. They'll help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing. Member SIPC.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk.
He was averaging 14.
I'm just reading the scout.
With Kevin
scout
in the
report.
game.
What's up?
Not much.
Just reading the scout report, Tom.
Baseball it is, ladies
It's
and
just
gentlemen.
so many guys to keep up with. Okay, baseball. The Cleveland Indians, 20-game winning streak against the
It's
Tigers
over.
came to an end. That was just sad. But how does one professional team beat another one 20 times in a row, Terry?
I
You
do
should
not
get
know.
kicked
I
out
really
of the
do
league.
not know.
I don't know. Why don't we
I
ask?
was almost
why don't we
when I
ask
saw
NC
Detroit
State
come
in
up, I'm like, they're
basketball
due.
about how North
They're
Carolina
due
comes
against-
in there all the time? What? Wait.
I was like, when
I
the-
guess if you sit back and you think of what the Yankees are doing to Boston right now.
why is Boston so awful? They're terrible.
They basically unloaded the house. I mean,
Yeah.
Mookie Betts was a cornerstone from that team, and
A lot of people were
But-
predicting them to do well anyway.
In between breaks, I
Well-
did tell Tom earlier, if it wasn't for the Royals, Minnesota would be so far out
For some
front.
reason, they just match up well
They
against
do.
them. They do, and they've been, it's one of those things.
Tom, I will say this: y'all can't hit worth anything.
We just got our team average to 203.
Yeah.
I was watching y'all.
Your team.
I was watching y'all play the
203 or
Tigers.
something.
I can't remember if it was
Like,
the
come on.
latest game or the game before. It was painful.
I
You
was-
guys were up like 1-0 going into like
Mike-
the 8th inning.
Mike
I was
Trout
like, that's
strikes out at
it.
286.
I want to say.
And then we wonder how come Cleveland's so good because they've been playing Detroit every week.
No, they've
like
been
we've
pitching
been
well,
playing
Terry.
Minnesota.
They've been-
every
Boston
week.
might be bad, but the worst team, breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, in the American League. Breaking news, on the edge of your seats.
Yeah, think of this.
Officially the worst
Yeah,
team.
think of this.
The Los Angeles Angels.
Think of that.
And how many people before the season started, this 60-game season, did we read that said they were going to make a playoffs?
I had some pick them to win the
Yeah.
World Series. It was like 2 of them on our list when we
And they are
went
the
down that
worst
one
team.
day.
They
in the
are
American League.
trying
Hot
to
garbage.
push this narrative for Mike Trout that it's almost sickening at this point.
Maybe if the center fielder could catch a fly ball, they would be better in defense. I don't know. Just
Only comment I really have on baseball is, last night Atlanta won, and guess what? Max Fried was he easy, and Max Fried was on the mound. When he is on the mound, we are only ERAing of about 2. When everybody else is on the mound, we're letting up 8. So somebody needs to get their ish together.
The Angels are hitting about 231 as a team. The Cleveland Indians dead last 204 as a team.
Oh, Tom.
I mean, where are the Braves? The Braves have been hitting the ball. though. Atlanta is 7th at 258.
Listen, I will never
the
question
Indians
our
are
offense.
16-10, batting 202.
I mean,
Their
if you're
pitching is great.
if you're the pitching staff, you're saying, "Come on!" And Clevenger and one another got suspended a game for violating quarantine.
Yeah, they didn't. They left the room. Tom, can me and you do this? Can we trade pitching staff so we can win a World Series?
I tell you what, we ought to combine it, but let's bring everybody to Cleveland. Okay.
Let's meet in the middle somewhere in one of these states that doesn't have a team. Let's all go to Kentucky.
Yeah,
We'll just make a team.
We could be the Frankfurt, Kentucky. Well, we got to think of a politically correct name.
We can just be the tribe. We could just be the tribe. We're just the tribe, and there we go. Now I'm telling you, that team would be almost unstoppable with that pitching staff.
It would.
We'll throw Fried in
But
there
I
from
almost
us
cried
as
when
well.
I heard that Cleveland was hitting 203 as a team.
He
shed
his
oh
tear.
There are 8 teams in the American League above 500 or above.
Those are the teams that are in,
including the Buffalo Blue Jays.
Hey, go Buffalo Blue Jays.
In the National League, there's only 6 teams above 500. The Cardinals are one of those under 500 by 1 game. They lost last night. Did you see that,
What'd I
Terry?
tell you? What'd I tell you? I sent it to you.
Tom.
Yeah, I'm listening.
On 2 hits, they gave up 4 runs.
Yeah. I sent him. They were in
They
the
gave up
fifth
1 hit
inning.
after Terry said that. They gave up 1 hit and lost.
They were sitting there, and I saw them go out to take Hudson off the mound, and I sent Kevin a tweet. You're getting ready to get beat. This dude has pitched a 1-hitter, and you're taking him out.
They only gave up 1 hit after that, Terry.
And it was a grand slam.
Yeah, it damn was.
Oh, my gosh. 1 hit, it's a grand slam.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to talk about...
Got beat 4-2, Tom.
That's it.
But now here it is. It wasn't a walk-off. It wasn't late in. The Cardinals had 4 chances after that
It's in the 6th inning.
to get more runs.
Dude,
Damn, you give up 1 hit, and it's a grand slam.
You want to talk? Listen, you want to talk about
center fielder had 2 errors.
talk about somebody who's on a grand slam tear. That's just the Padres as a whole. What was
They're
it? 4
good.
straight games,
Yeah,
the grand
they're
slam.
good.
Think about it. How good they are, and they're still like 3rd in their own division.
They're 2nd. They're 4 games back.
The
of
only
the
problem I
Dodgers.
have, and this is me for Kevin, is they're going to be in it. St. Louis is because you're playing doubleheaders.
Yeah.
And when you're playing doubleheaders, you split.
Most of the time.
That's just how Major League Baseball is. You win the first and lose the second one, win the last one, win the first one, vice versa, whatever. But, you know, when you're playing that, you're going to be 500. But now, like St. Louis, 1 game below.
Hey, their runs scored right now is 59. The runs against is 57.
So,
I mean, they're right at a 500 everything right now. It's just like you give up 2 hits, you don't expect to lose 4 to.
That's exactly
4
right.
to 2.
But I sent him that text. I said, y'all getting ready to lose.
Yachty did great. They 1 guy gets a hit. Dumb pitcher.
Well,
the center fielder having 2 errors is not what you count on either. Dodgers got the best record in baseball. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, and they also have the top ERA in
Ooh,
baseball.
got
The
Bettis.
Dodgers. Yeah,
Got
they have the
Bettis.
best
He's
ERA. in
lighting
baseball.
it up.
You know what I thought would be better? I thought would be the Yankees with Cole pitching for them now. They're about 11th or 12th in ERA. You know who's close to dead last or right around 6 is Boston. Team ERA is 6, and that's why they're having a horrible season so far. But I want to say St. Louis is on up. They were maybe 6th or 7th, and I think that St. Louis playing a lot of doubleheaders.
Yeah, it's killing.
Remember, you've got now that brings your starting pitching into it a little bit more because you.
What about your
you don't have-
bullpen?
yeah,
But
but
the
see,
bullpen's going to way overworked. I think
Yeah.
what they've been doing, Tom, they've been calling up a lot of guys.
yeah, but you're
Like the minor league guys on the
Yeah.
60-man roster, they've been coming up and making day starts.
But yeah, because you're going to have to. Yeah, you'll burn up hard. But I'm in a shorter game. You know, your pitcher only has to go 7 innings, so maybe your starter can complete those games.
That's a
You
good
don't
point,
have
too.
to
I
go
didn't
to
think
them.
about that.
Yeah, you don't have to go to them.
And I wanted to mention something to Hunter. You saw where Kansas City brought up Harvey. He pitched the other day. I mean, he lost, but I mean, he it wasn't bad.
Terry, did you see that pitch last night?
You know,
Your guy threw down the middle at 100.
Yes.
Did you see it?
He
Tom?
threw it right down the middle of the plate, and the dude just stood there
what's
like
the,
ball.
What's the pitcher's name?
You know, I'm sitting here
Terry,
like,
what was your pitcher's name?
I cannot remember his name. But anyway, Duffy, I know, was the pitcher, but this guy come in after him. But he threw it right down the darn middle.
100 miles per hour. Catcher didn't move, and umpire just stood
It just
up.
hit his
Didn't
man
say
just
a
as
word.
perfect, and he just stood there, and nobody said nothing.
The umpire didn't call strike.
No. Even the guys that were joking about it on the news were like, I don't know where else he could have thrown it.
But I'm just telling you this, and you umpire, Terry. If you go out there and you do some 14-year-olds, okay, and then the next day you got to do 18-year-olds, and this kid's going to a big school next year, that first pitch you might not see it.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, and that's what happens
And then
to
you
kids.
go, uh-oh.
That's what happens when 14-year-olds play like they try to play up and say you got a 16-year-old throwing about 83, 84 miles an hour. They can't see it.
Yeah.
They don't even know where the ball is. So you know that at a professional level, if the umpire didn't see it, you know that ball's moving 100 miles
But this
an hour.
guy has done ball games, Tom.
But I'm telling
I
you,
don't
Terry,
know what he was looking
Terry,
for.
every once in a while,
Oh,
they'll be
we
like,
do.
what was that?
We
We do.
We
Because
do.
I know, us amateurs, I think that was a strike.
Or especially a guy throwing a curve, and all of a sudden that thing dips back across,
Oh,
and
man.
you're just like,
man.
I wish I could
man.
know the kid's name or guy's name. I'd pull it up and show you, Tom. But it was just nothing.
Yeah.
Just nothing.
He didn't see it.
No.
I'm telling you, he didn't see it. It'll happen.
stood there.
It'll happen to you, man.
Still ain't seen it.
It'll happen to
All
you.
right, so we were talking this the other day on the broadcast. Tony Gwynn got brought up, and we was talking about how today's guys home run strikeouts. Terry, and Tony played 20 seasons. In his career, he had 432 strikeouts. Mike Trout averages 152 a season.
This is the official Bulls fan club / Mike Trout haters club. Here every Saturday morning.
Pujols in 20 years, Pujols struck out 1,290 times, and in 11 years, Trout 1,140. So he's on pace to pass him next year. But we were talking about Tony Gwynn is what we was going with it is how the batters today, we're sitting here with two guys batting .417 right now. Blackman at .417, LeMahieu at .411. But Tony Gwynn in his last year mentioned Trout. Trout's best year is .326. Tony Gwynn's last year he hit .323.
Yeah.
Just 3 points lower than Trout's best year ever. It's a completely different way of
but he didn't hit it out of the park.
Approaching the plate.
He had a lot of doubles, but didn't hit it out of the park.
Yeah, but I'd take Tony Gwynn any day. And a lot of people are probably going to say, no, I wouldn't. I would.
I remember when he did hit a home run, it was
getting
news.
on the base.
But when he hit a home run, it was news because he didn't hit home runs very often. But I tell you,
but he was on base. His on base percentage is way higher.
Yes.
I agree with this. I'm just looking at this. ESPN put out a poll, and it said if starting a Major League Baseball team, which age 22 or younger player are you picking first? And there were three. They put Juan Soto, they put Acuna Jr., and then they put Tatis Jr., and 55% of the 37,000 people that have voted on it picked Tatis Jr.
Yeah.
And if that is not literally relevancy biased, I don't know what is. People forget Ronald Acuna was part of the 30-30 club last year. Like, just because he got off to a slow start and was injured, Juan Soto won the World Series last year with the Nationals. Like, this is such relevancy biased. It's not even funny. Like, it's totally what have you done for me lately? That's exactly
and that's
what
what people are looking at on that.
Yeah.
What have you done?
And the fact that he's made it kind of fun.
Here. Last Trout note, where does he rank on his team in doubles?
Second.
No, he probably doesn't even rank 8th.
He's 8th. Listen to this. Trout has one double this whole season. One. Albert Pujols has 2. Is he faster than Mike Trout?
But everybody going to say, well, it ain't
Wait
doubles, it's home
runs. No.
Oh,
I back that out. Pujols has 3 doubles this year. 3 doubles, Trout 1. Here's who all else. Rendon 4. The catcher has 4. DH Shohei has 4. Goodman 6. 2 guys, the third baseman, second baseman, have 8 doubles apiece.
Trout don't stop at second. He goes to third.
Apiece. Yeah, he's got one of those. We'll be back next week on KTCBroadcasting.com.
I only do things incredible can, 'cause I am the seed of a chosen breed. You don't see too many like me, 'cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you wanna be me instead of you, 'cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, 'cause that's who I am.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could go look at a new car or truck and you didn't have to worry about getting caught up in those games that waste half your day? Well, Friendship Nissan and Friendship Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, and Forest City is different because we're fast, easy, and transparent. We have over 300 new and used vehicles on the ground with clear choice pricing and the region's only non-commissioned sales force, and a free lifetime warranty on every new car. You better believe Friendship Nissan and Friendship Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram is different, and you can find us in Forest City.
You could be the winner of a $500 local business shopping spree. It's our way to salute our local businesses. Register today at Professional Pharmacy on East College Avenue in Bowling Springs, at Eddie's Auto Parts on East Main Street in Lincoln, at Bradley Screen Printing on Highway 74 west of Shelby, at the Roundup Store on East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, at Arnold's Jewelry on South Washington Street in Shelby, at Whiskers Nails and Puppy Dog Tails on the Washburn Switch Road in Shelby, at Shope Shoes on East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, at Campbell Tire on East Main Street in Lincoln, at the Woodbridge Handy Mart on Stony Point Road, and at Kiever Pharmacy on East Main Street in Lincoln. The drawing will be held Friday, August 28th. See your local stores for details. Win a $500 local business shopping spree from the boss, Carolina Country, and WhatsAppShopper.com.
Country Gold with Terry Clark. I'm Terry Clark, inviting you to join me for Country Gold, where we play all your favorites from the 80s and 90s. My guest this week will be Josh Turner. He just released a new album called Country State of Mind, and he recorded classics by Alan Jackson, Don Williams, and Keith Whitley. Plus, he does duets with John Anderson and Randy Travis. That's Josh Turner and me on Country Gold with Terry Clark.
On Carolina Country WCSL 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at ktcbroadcasting.com. When you shop our local advertisers, be sure to tell them you heard it on the radio. That way they'll know that their radio dollars they spend works for them and you too. Even in today's fast-moving world, radio remains the leading media to reach more people. 93% of Americans listen to AM/FM radio over the air. TV viewership is 89%, smartphone use is 83%, and personal computer use is 50%. So if you're a business owner, reach more people with the power of radio. If you don't tell it, you can't sell it. See the power of radio. WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, WCSL Cherryville. Online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
Well, now take down your fishing pole and meet me at the fishing hole.
It's time to go fishing. Whether it's at your favorite fishing hole or the lake or even the ocean, the Great Outdoors in Cherryville is what you need. Come see their full line of fishing tackle. Visit the all-new reel shed and boats too. Bass boats, pontoon boats, and pleasure boats. They've got them all. So take down your favorite fishing pole and head to the Great Outdoors in Cherryville. Highway 150 East, right behind McDonald's. Online at teamgreatoutdoors.com. Like them on Facebook too.
Join us every Sunday at 11 a.m. for our Sunday morning worship services. On WCSL 1590 AM and 92.3 FM, it's the Sunday morning service of First Baptist Church in Cherryville. On WLON 1050 AM and 107.5 FM, it's the Sunday service of the Covenant Bible Church in Lincoln. And on WOHS 1390 AM and 101.5 FM, it's the Sunday service of the Calvary Baptist Church of Shelby. Join us each and every Sunday morning for our Sunday morning worship services